but my legs heavy. I don't but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises. You ain't stopping this, cross my shit, you'll be knocked unconscious, bitch. That's the consequence, I got this, I will not quit. Man, I'm on it, honest. I'm gonna launch quick, then I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the climb and moving under my prime. Just quit my 9 to 5, I'm rocking, and they watching, cause it's shocking. Dropping all these top 10 songs, so stopping. It's time to live my life, it's time to live, not die.
What is up, party people? Hope you guys like the new intro. Work in progress, we'll say. It's going to be changing. What's up, Sasha? Let me make sure I can get everyone on the screen. Get you on the screen real quick. Alrighty, there we go. Alright.
Is the intro still going, or did it?
No, we're good to go now. We're live.
Okay.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
You were there for the premiere. That was actually my first premiere. It was not as interesting as I thought it would be. The whole premiering part. But I did hope you guys enjoyed that premiere of
it was a good conversation.
Yeah. Because I did that just after I let everyone know I was back on the globe, and I remember because Soundly had he was talking to me about a buddy of his that was really into Apollo, had been like looking into it his whole life, and he would be able to give me like a better insight on a lot of the questions Soundly had heard me talking about. And man, that it was probably one of the best Apollo, or just space in general type conversations I've had in a long time. It really opened my eyes up to like what it was like then, not just we are NASA, we went to the moon.
Yeah.
But I guess if you come from the conspiratorial side of it, like I do, then it's a little bit different.
Well, then there were the one problem I had where the random people popping in the chat just to say NASA shill, and then they left.
Yeah, well, it comes with the territory. You definitely gotta know that's gonna happen. But hang on one second. What's up, Curd? What's up, Ali B? How you doing? One big pond. I haven't seen hot one. How you doing, man? Imminent, and that's it for right now. I'll put the link in the chat. I don't really have a real topic for today.
Do you want to discuss the military involvement with NASA?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. But I didn't have like a specific topic. I definitely knew I wanted to talk about space because with Jose's streams and over in the server, like suddenly space has become like a real big conversation when it comes down to the back and forth of it all. And I think it's a good idea. Ali B, I'm not a moon denier. The moon is there. It is real. I just don't understand the dynamics of landing on the moon, so I hold back on that one a little bit. But it's not that it's impossible.
Sean doesn't understand the physics of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. And I want to have an understanding before I go full hard and say it's real. Now, impossible? Absolutely not. I would say I'm leaning towards. I would be more of the leaning towards. We did land on the moon. Why we landed on the moon? That's a whole nother story. Why we did a lot of things in the past? Those are you know. But it's definitely one of those delicate subjects. It definitely for flat Earth. It's definitely one of those draw the lines type thing because when I thought, I was like, space is fucking real. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And they're like, well, do you think they send all that shit? Like, absolutely. The easiest thing NASA does is send a probe into space compared to what it would take to land on the moon. They're sending a machine into space. What the fuck they gotta care for?
And the rockets go up. We don't see them come back down in a random area.
Well, yeah, that's one of the real bad ones too. Because think about it this way: there's not even. I mean, people like conspiracy theorists come up with like the craziest videos to show what they're trying to say, even if it doesn't even really show it. They show a video saying this, but no one's ever. I've never in my life, except for when a rocket takes off and explodes or crashes. I've never in my life seen someone go, this is what they're doing with rockets. Look, I found where they landed it. I have photos. I have a video of one landing that they said is in space right now. Never. Not one.
And I mean, it's quite obvious with SpaceX's, when they launch it, you see the second stage and the first stage go up. You see the first stage come down and land. You have a live stream of the second stage. You see the fairing deployment. You see the fairings come down. But you don't see anything else come down because there's no place for it to come down that you would miss it.
And here's the thing. So
and they're live streaming it too.
Oh yeah. Well, so there are ways, and I've shown it quite a few times. I've talked about it: the augmented reality and then the diminishing reality. They are capable of doing stuff. I mean, let's not.
What I have to say to that is, I noticed that Flat Earth they started 5 years ago. That's when it really took off.
Yes.
That's also
YouTube-wise.
about the time that CGI and augmented reality got good enough to fake this stuff. Because before it wasn't good enough.
See, the problem is that a lot of people will say that when you hear that around here, the whole 5 years, that's just YouTube. But it's been around. I mean, Flat Earth in itself and all that's been around for a while. Yeah. And I would say not quite to that extent because a lot of the footage that's used was earlier footage. So no one's claiming, everyone claims, a lot of them claim that the footage we see now is completely fake. But I wouldn't use the past 5 years. That's more of the movement here on YouTube. What's up? I don't know who you are. All right. You get, I guess. You can unmute if you'd like. You can hang out if you want. I don't mind at all. It's now again, and you guys, if anyone who did watch the premiere, you heard me say a lot how NASA depicts what was going on compared to how I got sniped. Dumbass. All right, let's start a new hangout. Wish they realized it was actually not that difficult to do a hangout, so it's like not impacting me that much. But hey, snipers gotta snipe, right? And it's just that easy. You should start playing like a really good game of which sniper was it. Like we just decide which one used that sock account. That'd be fun. Get this link back out there. It took all of 30 seconds. Perfect. There we go. So we're good to go. No worries, Sasha. Yeah, that panel got sniped, but I've already started a new one, and jump on in. I think one of the biggest issues that if you watched the premiere, you heard me say, one of the things was NASA, the way they depict things, the way they put about, how everything was going to go in regards to what it took, the building of the rockets and all that shit. I think Dandy fucking hit it right on the head with his explanation of it. If NASA would have probably explained the trials and tribulations of like he did, it probably would have been a lot different. But it is what it is. What's up, Sasha? Yeah,
Did
it happens.
Get booted or did
No, yeah. No, we got sniped. What's up, Tommy? AKA De Brume.
Oh, is that who that one guy was? Was he booting people from the call?
Yeah. He sniped us.
I didn't snipe nobody.
No. We're talking about the guy that came in just a minute ago. What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Hello.
I will say Brummy, I actually was impressed today. You actually handled yourself pretty damn well on a few of the occasions on Jose's panel.
Better, man.
You are. I saw you consciously doing it.
I see. You know what it is? It's like I can see what it's like when you're trying to get a word in, and I just get so caught up in me trying to get a point out that you forget about everyone else, and then other people do the same thing.
Oh, and that's why I live stream, because I realize I do that. How you doing, Chris?
Good.
Yeah, happy you got on this time, man. I know you got quite a busy life.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it happens.
Chris made some good points earlier. Like, I'm still kind of bamboozled by his experiment with the atmosphere working as a lens. He brought something that was it was good to think about. I couldn't really think of nothing to just completely shut it down.
Oh no, you can't, because they're. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep on. Go ahead.
No, go for it. That was finished. Okay,
I was gonna say, because and Chris, your atmospheric idea does have me thinking as well. One of the things that I thought, it's not quite in your favor, but at the same time it is. You're right. The atmosphere does play a amazingly huge factor on what we're able to observe. But that, I think, is the biggest fault in your logic of it being atmosphere having to do with it. Because if that were the case, we would have completely different observations all the time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That it's not consistent, is it? Like, we get a consistent view a day, and if the atmosphere was working as a lens, you would fluctuate, and the clouds don't seem to fluctuate. The sun setting doesn't seem to fluctuate. The moon, when it passes through, doesn't fluctuate. You just, all you're getting is this one example to fit this one problem.
Yeah. Well, hang on one sec. Hang on, Sasha. Hang on one second. How you doing, MG? How you doing, man? It's been a long time.
What up, player? What's good with you, Sean?
Just relaxing, man. How you been?
Chilling, man. Just enjoying the beautiful sunshine in southern Arizona. What are you guys up to today?
Just hanging out, just talking about whatever. It's been a while. Just so you know, where have you been? You haven't been live streaming, man.
Just so you know, where you been?
Well,
yeah.
Because I was thinking of something else, but then I realized I was like, man, I haven't actually seen you go live in a long fucking time.
Yeah, there's been a lot of work, man. I had a couple flights, doing a lot of photography. Just got done climbing one of the Huachuca Mountains yesterday. I'm gonna put some videos together. Just enjoying this beautiful plane of existence that we live on, brother. That's what it's all about. As far as experiencing Earth is number one. So
yeah. Well, it's good to definitely have you here.
Wow. MG's a flat earther.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I'm not really I'm much worse than that, actually.
Yeah,
I'm not really a flat earther. I'm much worse. I'm a Bible believer, so you have many more reasons to hate me. Yeah.
But I will say, you have treated me with the utmost respect, knowing that I do not believe. Matter of fact, you did help me with probably one of the biggest questions I've ever had in my life, and I appreciate the shit out of that.
Bible bashers, right, used to be my worst enemy. I used to have a lot against them. But now, because it's a belief and a faith, like I have less problems with them. I have more problems with flat earthers because they are denying evidence. They are denying things that contradict their reality. Do you know what I mean? Or their fantasy. And that's more of a problem for me because it's like, okay, well, that's the kind of the problem I had with faith and belief. But at least they kind of don't disagree with the fact that with certain things like, you know, the Earth's round. Do you know what I mean?
Not quite. What do you mean?
Well, I would say it's a psychological test, though, Tommy. What was your reasoning for knowing, or, you know, since I'm going to assume that you believe you know that the Earth is a ball, what was your reasoning 5 years ago before this big conversation started?
I mean, I've always been looking into, you know, other planets. I've always been interested in Saturn, Mars, Jupiter. I've always been interested in, you know, how, I mean, when I got on a plane years ago, before Flat Earth came about, I used to ask the question, like, how come it looks flat? Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh, but then I got told, like, the ball is very large. So due to our, you know, because how small we are and how big the world is, you know, it's going to look flat because it's like having a grain of rice on a hot air balloon. And no one said that to me, but kind of just said, like, to scale. I was good at maths. I had a good sense of scale. So I kind of didn't really question it more than that. You know, I kind of took that on board and thought, well, yeah, it makes sense.
I would say that most of us, you know, believed that we saw the curve when we flew in airplanes, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I never, you know, I didn't really look for the curve that much. Do you know what I mean? I just it wasn't really like a major thing then when I was younger. You know, I was too busy looking at the moon, looking at Jupiter, looking at Mars, thinking about Pluto, the other planet that comes through our solar system very rarely. I've always been into space and, you know, intergalactic stuff, Star Trek. You know, I've always been into stars. I've always been into, you know, fires and, you know, stuff that we can do with reality. You know, I've never really been and I went to church and as a child, but I don't really believe in. I don't think there's good reason to believe. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? With the religion stuff, I find it quite a lot of the religion that I've grew up with was kind of like emotional blackmail. So I kind of shut it out because I thought it doesn't really hold a place, saying that because I'm passing the message to you, therefore if you don't follow the word of God, you'll be condemned for all eternity. I don't think that's a God I can worship. And with science, it's kind of like, you see the fruits of science, and you can see that our lifestyle is better. We have electric, gas. You know, we have so much that science has given us: airplanes, cars, and I don't see much progress from religion apart from you must go to a church, pay into a thing, and pray and eat some bread and wine. It wasn't really producing anything for our life. Do you know what I'm saying? Have I explain that quite clear?
No.
Well, I think it's
I
pretty normal in Western culture. I think it's pretty normal. Most of us grew up with the television telling us what to believe for a long time. So what I'm getting at is that many, you know, if not hundreds of thousands of people I've seen in the past 5 years have claimed that they've seen the curvature from a plane. And I'm just saying I was one of them 5 years ago. So I've said it as well. And then I look, you know, I remember taking a picture you know, at 35,000 feet cruising altitude, saying, I'm going to take a picture of the curvature of the Earth. And then a year later, I finally looked back at that picture. It wasn't until later that I actually studied it to see what I was actually looking at. But I assumed curvature, and I assumed I saw it.
I tell you, one of the things I had when I was younger is I thought that how could it be summer here and in Australia be winter, or vice versa? And I thought, if it's summer for us all because we're ellipsing around the sun, so we should be closer to the sun. Therefore, the whole planet should be hotter. And I argued till I was blue in the face with somebody that it was due to our position, how close we was, and he said it was because of the tilt. And I didn't. I've argued till I was blue in the face. I was adamant that I knew what I was talking about. Turns out I was wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. You know, you can have a thought in your head that kind of makes sense, but when you look into it a bit more, you may be wrong, but you just correct yourself. And you know, it's like updating your phone, right? You might have something that works, a function that works on your phone, but you just update it to the current, you know, to the most latest information.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get off on a tangent on that, but that evidence to me is really bad. Like we all know that the closer you are to a campfire, the hotter you get, and the further away you are, the colder or less hot you are. So basically, they've indoctrinated us to believe that a very small tilt in the direction of the sun is hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. That a small tilt in the direction of the sun without moving the distance is what's causing the seasons. In my opinion, the flat Earth model explains the seasons way better.
So the tilt, it's changing the direction of the rays, so it's making them more direct or less direct. When you're changing difference or distance, it doesn't make that much of a difference because you're going for empty space, so you're not really losing that much energy since there's no air, there's nothing to block the rays coming from the sun. So the distance doesn't really matter.
So the distance doesn't matter. So if we were only 1,000 miles from the sun, it wouldn't matter.
Well, no.
1,000 miles. Because the distance. It's a large distance.
What he
so
meant.
It doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, what he meant is the tilt changes
it. The tilt changes the direction of the rays, making a. You've probably experienced this where at noon the sun is a lot stronger than at dawn or dusk because the rays are more direct. So that's what the tilt of the Earth does. It makes the rays more or less direct, which causes the seasons. And then the distance between doesn't play a big factor because there's no insulator. It's not, the rays of light aren't going for air, so they're not diminishing over distance.
Well, the best thing is that
in a campfire there's air in the way, so it diminishes with distance.
That doesn't really matter so much in what you're explaining, in the fact that it's not the effect of anything for the tilt, just how direct it is, and throughout the seasons is the point of matter on that one. The distance doesn't make a difference on it.
I just want to quote Jem Panda. He made a good analogy for the light spreading across the land, and that's if you get a piece of paper and you have a torch, then light, and you put it close to the paper, the concentration of light will all be in one spot. But if you tilt the paper slightly, a lot of the light will pan out and spread across the paper. Yep. So therefore, you have more of an area. The same amount of light will then cover a certain amount of area, and that tilt would have, one spot particularly hotter than the other. And one thing you have to think about the flat Earth that explains it simply, not better, but simpler for someone to understand, I think. But you look into the sky, and in the winter, the sun is a lot lower. The angle does change, which is consistent with tilt. Do you understand? So everyone in the southern hemisphere and the southern and the northern hemisphere both see the sun at a different velocity. So
in your winter, the sun is lower, right? Because you're in southern.
Well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by his winter? Like, does it really matter?
The southern hemisphere, the southern hemisphere, when it's winter, it's summer in the northern hemisphere.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, and okay.
So when he's saying the sun is lower, it's lower for him, but for us, it's higher, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the flat Earth model, it accounts for all of that, and again, in my opinion, it makes the seasons make more sense.
Can you explain?
In the southern hemisphere in summer, the sun is a more direct path over the southern hemisphere, planisphere, whatever the hell you want to call it. And as the sun traverses above the flat Earth, it goes in
between the tropics of Cancer.
Yeah, as it's doing a smaller circle, it appears at a better angle, which will appear higher. And when it's doing a further angle,
exactly.
When it's further, But when you have to think about
it's above your head, which means in my opinion, you're closer to it and it's producing more heat, more direct heat.
Sense. All right, it makes sense to you, but what you've got to think is that the flat Earth model, right, is the globe compressed. It's just a globe flattened, and that's what Antarctica is surrounding us.
Let me add. Let me say something real quick on that before I don't want to lose the thought on the sun's path that he depicted. The issue that I see and I had with the flat Earth, the idea, I'm not going to say model, the idea that how the sun traverses above us is between the summer and the winter, between that tropic and Cancer and Capricorn, the sun would then need to speed up or slow down, and our days are equal throughout the whole year. If it was on a flat Earth, hang on, let me finish. Now let me finish.
Okay.
And if it were to be a flat Earth, that is definitely not what we depict. And when I say different, I do not mean on a. Let me explain better. On a flat Earth, if it did do that, where it had to speed up and slow down, I'm talking 8 to 10 hours would be gone of a day because the sun would be going so fast or so slow, whatever one it had to do. But we would see different days between summer and winter. Now, when you say we do, we actually don't. We have daylight savings that depicts it, but the days and to the nights, they're the same. It's just to wherever you're at.
Sean's talking about 24-hour cycle and not the actual time spent in daylight.
Yes, thank you.
I don't know about all that. Honestly, I don't focus on a lot of that stuff.
Wait. But you did say that flat Earth depicts seasons better, but that right there.
I'm talking about seasons, and then you went on to speed. I don't know anything.
No.
Because I don't know if it's true that the daytime is the same all over.
Well, wait. Again, it's you said that the season, and it has everything to do with seasons, because for what we know how it works is our tilt is the reason seasons happen the way they do as we orbit the sun. You said that flat Earth explains the seasons better. The problem is that what I just said has everything to do with it. It's not a tangent of speed. It's literally has everything to do with how does the seasons work there.
I'd like to put a couple of points into which.
Well, hang on. Did you want to say something, Chris? Because I think you want. But then, Bremy, you're next. Go ahead.
All right, sorry. Well, Chris, the thing about flat Earth is you have to ignore a lot of stuff that contradicts it in order to work. Now, you brought up a good point that it seems to make more sense to you. It's easier, but it's a basic version. When we start thinking about the moon and how the moon doesn't change the velocity like the sun does, then you've only got one thing that's actually making a difference, which is the sun and not the moon. Do you know what I mean? So you're having to ignore how the moon behaves just to focus on one thing at a time. And if you can open your mind and think of two things at the same time, the way that the sun goes higher in the sky in the summer, yet the moon stays the same throughout the whole year. So you know that they're in different positions just from that. But you have to ignore these things that contradict the flat Earth in order to have the flat Earth working in your mind. I would say use the flat Earth as a basic understanding.
Well, Tommy, what should we expect these models that the military uses, such as flight simulators, to simulate the Earth? How would they be built? Would they be built according to the shape of the Earth?
I'm not going to pretend I know everything, but I know that flight patterns and flights and stuff like that. I don't know about the military, but I know that commercial flights are all documented and they're all going to be calculated routes and they're all matched up.
The software is based off of a globe, but then it's presented on a flat 2D screen, but it's modeled as if it was on a globe.
No, it's modeled as if it was on a flat, non-rotating surface, and they state that over and over again.
Here's what I find very interesting is that somebody like this other person here saying it's modeled off of a globe but onto a flat system, a flat map. Doesn't that make the glober curious to how they can simulate reality with a flat map? That's got to raise some eyebrows.
No, because you're looking at a curved surface on your screen. You're looking at a 3D model of the globe on your screen that you can move around.
Have you ever built maps on flight simulators? Back in my day when games were new, they allowed you to build maps in the 1990s. I remember building maps 600 miles long, and I remember backing off of them, and I remember being very confused as to why it was a literal square. And I remember going, why is this a square? I'm flying over a giant square. Oh, well.
Okay, look, I just want to address one point that you haven't really taken on board what I said about the moon not changing elevation, but the sun. And as a flat earther, I would respect you more if you went, yeah, that does seem unfishy, because when you say something that does get me thinking, at least I give you the information to say, yeah, that means that's quite fishy, that is. But the military thing is...
You're talking to Chris, though, not me, though, right?
You're trying to say that we ain't capable of producing a globe onto a flat map.
Brummy, you're doing all right, but just take a breath. Take a breath. You're good. Just take a breath. But you're good. Don't worry. Your information's good. You're not being mean. Just, I can tell you're getting amped, and I just want you to cool. One of the things I wanted to say, the issue, and this is another issue, and I'm not trying to stack issues, but I don't, like, again, I am smoking again today, so I don't want to forget this thought. An eclipse, lunar or solar, doesn't work. Wouldn't work at all.
What?
Okay.
On a flat Earth.
Okay. Now hear me out. Hear me out.
Hold on. Let me say something. One thing, real quick. And then you can do. I have to say, you guys have to stop saying this or that wouldn't work on a flat Earth. Time and time again, I hear that about something, and then I see an explanation that makes perfect sense on a flat Earth. And it makes you all look really dumb.
Okay, you ready?
You, but in general.
Okay. No. Hang on, Sasha. Hang on, Sasha. Hang on.
On a flat model,
okay.
And it works.
Chris, can I ask you a question? Could there be a bottom? People on the bottom of flat Earth? Period. I mean, that's a no. Am I wrong? I got to remember. I also.
But you're talking about what if there are flying spaghetti monster unicorns? What if? I mean, we can't go there.
Well,
Sean.
that's a problem, because I know the whole idea of flat Earth, and I know there's not one. I've never heard a flat earther tell me that people were under flat Earth.
Right, I agree.
Right.
Hold on, Sean. Why can't we just address the shape of the Earth? I can't believe that no one ever talks about it except on Nathan's channel. I can't get anybody to talk about the shape of the Earth. It's everything but.
Well, I have no problem talking about it. The issue is that an eclipse actually has everything to do with the shape of the Earth. Because, well,
watch this, Sean. Watch this, Sean. We're gonna do a mind game real quick. Watch this. If I proved to you that eclipses can happen on the flat Earth, you automatically know the Earth is flat?
Well, I would like the evidence behind it, because
right. But see, you can't answer this question though. Is that all you need? Just the eclipses?
No.
Exactly.
No, absolutely not.
Wait, hold on, relax. Let's
hang on, Sasha.
Hold on.
Relax. Hang on, Sasha. Sasha, hang on.
Hold on. That's my point. Is that's not the answer to what we are desiring. We desire to know the shape of the Earth. So let's see if we can measure that. Nothing else matters unless we can get the actual foundation right. I mean, I have no business talking about anything else.
May I explain something?
Well, hang on. Then what do you believe? What do you believe is the foundation? Where should we start?
That's my point. Is why don't we have accurate numbers from the globe saying when we reach a certain altitude we can see the curvature? We only have people saying we can see curvature from Magical Lake Pontchartrain, and if we're on the ground, why aren't we taking photos from the air?
Well, the problem is
this is where we can see it.
Well, the issue that I would see is that it would. Well, for us to do it, it would cost an ungodly amount of money for us. I mean, hopefully in time we're going to be able to, right?
But no, before we get an answer though, Sean, hold on. Before we get an answer, what is our prediction? At what altitude do we predict we're going to go up and see the curve? We don't even have a prediction.
Oh no, they know. I mean, I think it's what.
Sean, who's they? Okay. And what's the number? We're just fishing here in the dark.
Any space agency that's put a satellite up that needs to know the trajectory of the curve, so they can put more satellites.
My point, though. But that's my point, Sean. There's no answer. There's 1,000 different ex-military people I've talked to. No one has the slightest clue of how high you have to go, except for the idiots that, of course, like I was the idiot that said I saw it from a plane. There's a couple of those stragglers left.
But if you don't know how to fix a tank, do you believe that a tank mechanic doesn't know what he's doing?
No, we can predict fixing the tank. We can fix the tank. I've actually worked on tanks, bro. So yeah, we know how that works.
But we can also.
Hold on. Let me finish my statement. So like, we got a problem. We have an oil sending unit issue with the tank. Maybe we have a computer that can help us out. Okay, the computer was right. It's an oil sending unit. Replace the part, and we move on. Testable, observable, repeatable. We have an independent variable.
Okay,
that's reality.
Yeah. Okay, then we can look up and we can do all these same observations to do in any situation. It doesn't
making
It
sense.
doesn't.
LaShawn.
It doesn't
We're
always
just, we're
need.
just talking about imagination. These
No,
are
no.
just claims.
But
That's
we
my
can.
point. When is?
But we
LaShawn,
can
find
always.
out when it's be done, LaShawn.
But we can always. We can.
Find
there-
out one time it's been done.
Guys,
Find out
Can I
one
get my
time
two
it's
cents
been
in?
done. That's all I'm saying.
NG,
In reality.
hold on.
Okay, so the
But
problem.
let's not get away from the point, though. Find when has it happened in reality? Let's talk about reality.
Can I say?
NG, let him
Can I
talk.
talk? So my biggest problem with what you're trying to say. So you're saying at what
Yeah,
altitude?
you can't address it. When does this happen in reality? You're never gonna address it. I'll bet my life on it. You'll never address it.
Pillbox ain't gonna never let you talk.
You never will address it. I'll bet my life on it.
Guys.
You can't address the point. Don't talk about something else. Talk about the
I
point.
can't address it if I don't.
You won't address it. You'll never address it. You'll never
Well,
will.
I can't if
You
I
never will.
If I'm not
You
allowed to
never
talk.
will. You will obfuscate and ignore all you want, and that's my point. Is why can't I just get an
Can you get a word
answer?
out?
Is a pseudo
Unbelievable.
Chill.
Just let me get a word out.
NG.
Okay. Are you listening now? Okay. So you from what I heard, your question was how do we find at what altitude we can see curvature? There's an underlying flaw to that statement that where
Okay.
you don't where you
Thanks
need to know,
thanks for proving my point. Thank you.
no, listen. Where you need to know how much curvature is curvature that you can see. What degree of curvature?
Sure. He's gone, Sasha.
No, keep going, Sasha. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Keep going.
So there's an underlying flaw to that where your end result is just a magical when can you see it? That's not a set value of curve or how much curve or it also you can see curvature at any distance at any elevation. It's just going to be so slight at some places that you won't be able to discern it, if that makes sense. Also, he was talking about
No, that doesn't make any sense.
That makes perfect sense.
Well, it was contradictory statement within itself. You can see curvature, but it's so slight you can't see it. That doesn't make any sense.
No. I was saying he was asking when can you see curvature. So at what elevation is there curvature? There's curvature at any elevation. It depends. Just where you can discern whether or not. Where it's discernible, as in like you can see it.
Okay. So where is it discernible?
Well, that depends on the person.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Depends on the person.
Can I finish a point that I've been waiting a long time to say?
Can I finish my other thing? I just wanted to say in response he was talking about how on eclipses, if he gave a response, it would be the end of everything. I just want to say that his response he was saying flat earth responses make so much more sense, but they only cover that one aspect. They don't work when you try and combine two problems together. They only solve one problem and one other problem.
This is exactly what I was going to say was to that guy and to Chris, if you're listening. You might find you said something earlier that stuck with me, which is when globers say it wouldn't work on a flat Earth, and then we find an example that makes it work. And I think that's interesting because you can isolate situations, and the observation or that you see in the reality can work that specific experiment that you do. But the problem when we say it doesn't work on a flat Earth is because we are not isolating situations. We are taking into account other observations and cross-referencing them. And we can see the contradiction between the two. And because of that, because we're able to think in two places at the same time and put them together, we think, well, nah, that doesn't work. And this is something that you need to do. You can't just look at like a magnification, just as one example, then look at how you explain eclipses in one example. And then you've got to have things that all work together. Now, the tilt, the position of the sun, there's two things that work together. You're saying the sun doing smaller circles in the sky and further circles in the sky, and then you've got to cross-reference that with the moon, but you completely ignore the moon in order to make the flat Earth work. And this is why flat Earthers haven't convinced me to go and do experiments apart from the observations that I've made to prove it to myself, because they ain't really got nothing concrete apart from, yes, it looks flat, but let's not get mixed up with the point. I'm finishing up now. Just remember that you got to cross-reference the two things. Don't isolate your experiences and observations.
Yeah, no, I get it. And that's fair. But the one thing I want to carry on that MG was trying to get across, I believe, is the fact of we're going to the moon, we're going to the sun, we're going to eclipses, we're going to stars to prove the shape of our planet under our feet.
That's not what NASA's underlying goal is.
Hold on.
They're not going anywhere to prove a shape. They've already, in their mind, they've already proven it.
Right, they knew that back in the 1500s. See, flat Earth is just a mirage.
Wait. Hang on. How you doing, Madan? How you doing, Madan?
Sean G, what's happening?
Welcome, my friend. Go ahead, Madan, but then Chris right after him.
Yeah, I was just saying, flat Earth is basically a mirage, man. That's all it is. It's just a figurative thing in people's mind. I mean, that's these people. Flat Earth been debunked since the 1500s, and before that, I mean, but on record, it's just since the 1500s, it's just NASA, like the one person was saying, NASA don't go to space to determine the shape of the Earth. That's ancient history to them. That's all I was gonna say.
Sorry about that, Chris.
Continue, Chris. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I didn't mention NASA. I'm talking about us as individuals using the sun and moon and stars for determining the shape of the Earth. So people often ask me on the Discord server, what would it take for me to be fully convinced it's round? And I always tell them some sort of test, observation, or experiment proving the flatness or curvature on the Earth. And from what I've seen, all the observations and tests prove flat. All the laser tests that shouldn't be seen from 15, 18 miles away.
Can you show
all the boats that should be behind a curve 10, 15 miles away that aren't?
I've got observation.
Wait. Stop. There's only one thing that needs to be said after that. Can you show us those experiments that you said? Hang on. Can you show those experiments to us?
Yeah.
All the ones I've seen show curvature. Even the ones in the Flat Earth documentary Behind the Curve when they were trying to prove the Flat Earth.
Which I like to say right now, that test with the flashlight is what turned. It was like the last straw. That was my last straw as a flat earther. Once I saw that, because if every test I've ever seen turns out like the show Finding Bigfoot. Watch to find Bigfoot, but you're never gonna find it, and that's what I kept realizing. Every time they hang on. Every time they'd show one of these experiments, and actually show the experiment, something disproving flat Earth happens, and it's not talked about. Why?
Yeah. Chris, I would say that you can make an observation that contradicts flat Earth. But continue. Sorry.
Okay, but you could, if you make an observation that contradicts flat Earth, and you make an observation that confirms flat Earth, one of them's right and one of them's wrong.
I haven't seen a confirming experiment as of today. Nobody has shown me an experiment that confirms flat Earth. I haven't seen a single one.
Sasha, sorry, you're really bad about interrupting me. Can you just give me 20 seconds to make a point? Sean G just asked me to present something that shows that type of observation, and I'm willing to do that if you want me to.
No, wait. I asked for an experiment. I didn't ask for an observation. I wanted something that disproves the globe.
I didn't even say experiment. I said test or observation.
And Chris, just to respond to your point, which is, the thing is, right, there's a lot of things that work on flat Earth. There's a lot of things that work on the globe. But the globe is the dominant force at the moment. It really is the leading, most consistent, has more evidence.
That's fallacy by consensus. Come on.
Well,
no, it explains more.
Yes. It has more consistency. So if you've got two people coming up to you and have two different stories, and one of them is found to have holes and lies and non-explanations for certain things, and the other side has a consistent 100%, testable, irrefutable lead, it's the dominant force. So, I think it's good to be interested that the Earth could be flat. But I think when you start to make claims like saying, well, it's flat and we're being lied to, you're stepping into the crazy realm, because you have no good reason to take that position. You can have the idea that maybe it could be flat, and I even share that belief that it possibly could be pulled over our eyes. But with observations that confirm to me, like clouds being projected onto clouds that I can observe from just sitting at the beach drinking a drink, then it makes sense to me that until things, till we have more concrete things, there's no reason to jump to the conclusion that the Earth's flat. Stay with the dominant force up until it's substantial.
Yeah, well, let me say this, man. It was because of when they was traveling on the seas, when Columbus was navigating and doing all these things. He went back to the Queen of Portugal and Spain and told them that, hey, I'm having trouble navigating. This Earth cannot be flat. And this took place at what they call a Council of Salamanca, and you can look this up, man.
I have a lot of
problems.
I have a lot of problems with
Columbus.
Columbus.
The Earth was flat, so he went back and said, "Hey, nah, this Earth got to be round. There's no way." So
That's great.
I have a lot of problems with Columbus and saying that he discovered the Earth was round because they knew well before him.
Well, no, I'm not saying he discovered the Earth was round. I'm saying that he made an argument to the Queen of Spain at the time that their theory of the Earth being flat couldn't be because he was having problems while he was navigating. So he said the Earth cannot be flat.
The leading science was
Ptolemy drew a map of a round Earth way back in the days of Egypt, but that's beside my point. I'm making a point over there.
Okay.
We're going by the history we go by is from Spain. That's who history. That's why history is based off of today. The Queen of Spain and all that, because of the conquistadors and stuff like that. So
I still have a lot of problems with Columbus, but
so
yeah, go ahead.
Sean G,
Yo, what's up?
I'm probably gonna have to go fairly soon, but
yeah. Do you want to?
There was an observation done recently at a place called Bombay Beach. I think it's in California, and they did two tests. They did a laser test and a mirror, sunlight reflecting on a mirror test. Okay, the distance was 17.65 miles. The observation height was between 5 and 6 feet. Okay, so the first test, the mirror test, they just took a mirror is about 4 feet long, a foot wide, 2 feet wide, whatever, and they took it to the shore of the beach, and they moved it to get the sun reflection on it and to move it to see if the other side, almost 18 miles across, could see it. And guess what? They saw it. Now, if you use globe math, it's 155 feet.
Can you link me to that?
Yes, I'll link you to it. If you use globe math, it's 155 feet of curvature that's supposed to be between the observer and that reflection. If you use standard refraction globe math, it's still like 120 or so feet with standard refraction. So you have to convince yourself that this observation at almost 18 miles was due to non-standard refraction.
Wait. Is it 16 or 18 miles? Because I'm writing it down and I need to know. Can't change it, man.
What? No, I said it's 17.65 miles.
Sorry about that. Okay, sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I definitely. No, okay, I see it. Oh, okay. I didn't see the link. My bad. I'm definitely gonna look into it, and I'll definitely respond to you about it because obviously I don't have time to do it at the moment. This is this the Salton Sea one they did? Just the first one they did out there. Not with Discovery. Not with Discovery. The second one. No, the one after that.
That was a similar test. That was about 13 miles, which is still basically impossible. This was 17.65 miles.
All right. 1 second, guys. I'll put it on the screen.
And I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, if you have to convince yourself.
That's like, again, this guys, again, I did this. I think I did this like 3 or 4 streams ago. Someone made a claim, and I have zero problem running through this whole. I'll show you exactly how I go through each step of when I hear these claims, because I have to like at least have a good idea what's going on first before I can say, okay, this is what needs to be set forth as evidence. That sounds reasonable, right? Isn't that what we're all supposed to do?
Yeah, no, I'm just explaining the options. Your options are it's flat, or your options are some sort of non-standard refraction, which you would have to use the temperature and pressure measurements that they got and are analyzing right now. This is all preliminary, by the way. So this video doesn't go into the analyzation part. It's just talking about the basics behind the test and observation.
This is what I want right here. Because see what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to real quick, because like I said, this is exactly every time I hear these claims, this is exactly what I do. I need all the information so that I can actually take this into account, because what I've found happens on a normal fucking basis, and this is what happened with the last time I did this on a stream. A person came in, Flat Earth Victoria, Canada, came in and made a claim about some pictures that some tourists had taken. And literally, I went through these steps, and these steps alone did one thing. It shows where the information was wrong that the person had. It shows the misinformation. I'm not saying you're giving me any of those. I'm just saying this is why I do these steps.
No worries.
Let's go over it, because and you were talking about that discovery test. Is that the one they did with the laser and the helicopter, or is that a different one?
No, it's a different one. They did basically. They've done so. The very first time Flat Earth and quote unquote professionals came into contact, that when we're talking about this type of test, Discovery Channel tagged along, and they did their little documentary or whatever, recorded whatever. I don't really remember too much about it. But what I heard is that the Flat Earthers didn't agree with what they were saying because they weren't taking the Flat Earthers serious. So I think a few months after that, a bunch of Flat Earthers went to the Salton Sea and did their own test. Don't know what the results are, so I can't respond to what happened there. And I know that they just recently went there as of like a week or so ago. So I just wanted to clarify which one it was.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if those results don't get released.
Well, that's
again just based off what I saw in the Behind the Curve documentary.
Well, see again. Here's the thing, Sasha. You saw that, but for 2 years now, that's been what happens. They do these tests. We hear about them. We get all excited about what we're gonna see, and basically the whole thing is like it's seriously like watching Finding Bigfoot. It's like, at some point you're going to go, well, there's a reason why it's called Finding Bigfoot, because you're never going to find Bigfoot. Well, you're not going to find Flat Earth. It's kind of how I see it and how I saw it. It's been like this for... Absolutely not. Whoa. Stop, Sasha. Absolutely not. Because exactly what I'm doing right now is why I'm not biased. Because if I was biased, I'd go, dude, it's fucking globe. I don't want to see your fucking evidence. I wouldn't be asking for evidence still. I wouldn't be asking for people to explain this stuff. If that were the case,
basically saying you'll never find anything legit, and that's just your mind.
You're damn right. No, wait, time out. I won't find anything legit until I understand it. That's the whole point of what. That's the whole point of why I realized I wasn't even a flat earther. I just didn't understand how the globe worked. Now, I understand that you are a thinker, Chris, and I actually have a lot of respect because you are a flat earther that has something to fucking say. A lot of flat earthers don't say shit. They just say.
Can I just elaborate on that point? Because
well, man, you're kind of stopped me right in the fucking middle of a rant, man. I get that, but stop. Fuck. But the problem is that when you start thinking beyond, like, I see what you're doing. You're really trying to see, is this what we are seeing? The problem is that you're using too much of your assumptions. You're too biased on your assumptions to realize that maybe that all the time you've spent on this one thing with atmosphere isn't correct, that you can't be wrong now. Because the difference is every time we explain something that is 100% observed, you fight it. But the problem is that you're not backing off, which means, are you really testing these things, or are you convinced it's atmosphere?
Is that a question?
Yeah. It's a rant and a question.
Well, I mean, it's not even to say am I convinced it's atmosphere. I know the atmosphere exists. I know it causes effects like miraging, compression.
I agree.
And magnification.
I absolutely agree.
I know those things exist, and I can prove those things in different observations.
But see, that's the thing. Hang on.
Curvature exists.
You can't prove. You can recreate, or you can observe what they've already told us. It's not you're not discovering a mirage. You're not creating these phenomenons that happen that you're looking for. That's the difference between it, though.
Missing my point. I think you're missing my point.
Hey Chris, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in the infinite plane? Like, I hear a lot of flat earthers say this infinite plane is just go on in all directions. Do you subscribe to that?
I don't know. It's a theory.
Well, the reason I ask is because now I've seen some people do it with the GoPro. They had a GoPro go up there, right? And these are flat earthers. And the thing go around, it shows a 360 degree view of I guess that's lower Earth orbit or whatever. I don't know what sphere that is, but when they do the panoramic view, you don't see this extra land that everybody's talking about where it's just extending in all directions. You see the Earth and then you just see space or darkness. So I just want to know, how could that be possible that the infinite planes is out here, but on Flat Earthers' own test that they subscribe to, it don't show that.
I have a problem. I've already gone through this. I mean, I'm 21 seconds in. Sorry about the pausing it, people. I was writing information down that I was looking at. Now, in this image, right, that we're looking at, that it paused to, we don't see the mirror flashing anymore. Now, as far as I cannot tell you this is wrong or right, because I don't know this topic at all. I kind of just hear it and I'm trying to figure it out, so I can't really say. But as far as I were to know, I knew when we see that mirror again, that is that lensing shit that happens where I don't even know what it's called, but that's what we would see. Isn't it not? If it was flat, wouldn't it be something different seen? Anybody can jump in on this, because I don't know a damn thing about
Go on. You go, Sash.
I'm not. You're talking about lensing. Is that like with the camera or?
So hang on. Okay, I'm gonna go back so you can see that you can watch this again.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean.
Yes.
I think one thing you have to keep in mind is that those are waves moving, right? And as the waves are moving,
no,
in front of and behind.
Wait, so you're telling me what we're looking at right now are waves?
Hold up.
The horizon is waves, yeah.
Then
wait.
Altitude of 5 feet.
Hang on,
stop. Stop.
Yeah. What you're saying? Because look, what we're looking at right now is literally.
God damn it.
I mean, this is what science supposed to be scrutinized, man. You're saying that's waves. That's not waves. That's what do you call it? The heat waves, or
no, that's the body of water that they're looking over.
No, stop. Hang on. Okay, I'll go back 100 times.
What do you mean, no, stop?
Wait. I have a question.
From beach to beach.
Let me quickly make a point. I've been brewing for a while now.
Wait, hang on, stop, because I'm seeing something, and that sucks ass, I know, but I'm in the middle of watching a video that I'm trying to see if it's.
Keep bringing up another points though, and I get away from.
Wait. The point is this video that he just presented as a claim. That's the fucking point right now. That's what's sharing on your damn screen. Calm down. Now, one thing I would say, first off, if he is at 5 feet, then shouldn't that mirror be at 5 feet and not inside that wave? Am I wrong?
You're always wrong, Sean.
I know, but am I wrong?
I'm not following.
Okay, do you see right now? You can see that mirror, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, why is it in the way, for one, if they both are at the very least 5 feet off the ground each?
Because you're looking through almost 18 miles of atmosphere and water and all that stuff.
Okay, so can maybe, just maybe, first of all, does anyone know what the hell it's called when you can see over because the light bends?
You're thinking of looming, but that's a drastic, desperate attempt.
No, whoa. Don't say desperate. Hey, wait. Don't say desperate attempt, because I've already made it very clear. No, wait. I've made it very clear I don't know shit about this topic, so I can't say.
Okay.
So you can't say I'm it's not my fucking argument.
Well, that video is not going to too much convince anybody because of the quality of it.
Like no wait.
I mean, when you look at it, most people that might be ready to observe it and just analyze it, at the same time, you're like, what the hell is this?
I'm quite optimistic with Chris. I think that Chris will eventually be a glober. One thing I noticed in his character is, like the flat earther was in here before, he'll spout a lot of nonsense, won't let people reply to him, won't listen, take things on board, and it prohibits him from learning. I think that Chris has got a level of understanding things because of the way his manner is and the way that he's thinking about things. Even his response, he can tell he's thought about stuff, but it seems that his mind's working towards why something can't work rather than accepting what does work. And I find that's probably why he's flat earther, because he's looking for excuses to things that contradicts, rather than thinking this is very cement evidence. Not this particular example that Sean's giving, but I think the observations of like the sun's height in the sky, the moon not changing its height during summer and winter, that's something I would say to him to look into, and just say that the better explanation is the globe. Up until if you want to believe the Earth's flat, it's fine. But I think you, as being intellectually honest, you need to look at certain things and say, this is the better explanation for now. But I'm pretty sure there's another explanation that can work on a flat Earth. But to claim the Earth's flat from that is where I think that you need to give some thought, Chris. But that's what I wanted to say.
Now, I'm not sure if you guys are watching, but on the screen, I don't know this topic, so I don't know what the effects are. I'm reading in the chat, but I don't know if they're seeing the same thing or talking about the same thing. But why does that laser do that? And I'm not saying this is a proof. I'm just asking because I don't know. I didn't realize Chris had jumped off. Can anyone help me explain this?
Do you know the stats or the height or the location of the laser?
Say where?
Location, height.
I'll show you. This is the location right here. From Desert Shore to Bombay Beach. It's supposed to be 18 miles. I haven't done the distance check on it yet, though.
Is that a lake or a river?
It's a lake. It's out here in California. It's dry. Wait. It's going to be... See, I don't know the time of date, but this is the desert. Where they are, I know this. I live an hour from here. It's dry, and it's there's not that much moisture. If anything, there's less than you think, because also that water has a shit ton of salt. So
did they do the test at test at night or during the day?
It looked like they did the mirror test during the day and laser at night. We were in the middle of the laser test.
At night. So the desert get cold at night. So I think,
yes, it does. Hey, it does get
probably cause that that in that image you were showing. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing.
Then okay, so what happens when it gets cold? Because what's up, Rory? Shit, man. Hey, if you would come on here and explain these things to me, I would love you to death, dude. Because hang on, guys. Because here's what the problem is for me. And all the things that I'm trying to build up and get into my brain to figure out, the last thing I have done is I don't understand these refractions, and I don't understand the loomings. I don't get it. Like, I have no clue what the hell you guys are talking about. When I hear it, I go into a gray fog. And the problem is that a lot of these tests, like for instance, I do surveying. These aren't tests you would do. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. But so the in between it doesn't. I don't know why you would be looking for these things. I know you never go out in the middle of the fucking day and do fucking surveying in the desert because the sun will mess up your beam. I know that, but I don't know why. I don't know what it does. I just know it throws my fucking numbers off.
So,
Well, what they're trying to do is, well, I'm pretty sure you know what they're trying to do with the laser, but I think when that you was trying to the image you was showing where it had like a little red dot and one of them was light, and you're talking about why the laser widen out.
Right? No. I get the laser dispersing. What I didn't get is, see, I got to there. Where it is right now, it looks like it's going up. Hang on, I'm trying.
Have you seen Greater Sapien experiment
Well,
about?
hang on, guys. Hang on. I apologize, but Rory's in the chat, and I know he does the photography stuff. So he was asking me again. I know I just said it. I don't know if it was clear because I rant a lot, but the bending of light up, down, why you see something you shouldn't see because of something bending. That I need to know that. I mean, obviously that plays a factor into this test, wouldn't it, guys? Right? I mean,
Yes,
yeah, and I need to understand that if I'm actually going to look at these things and make a decision.
Well, a lot of times that comes from the observer's viewpoint of that laser shining. You know, where the atmosphere and the length of the laser is going, it make the light. Sometimes I think it make light look like it's going in all directions, but it really just going to one. I think that's what they would call a refractor light, if I'm not mistaken.
yes.
But basically, it's just from your angle of observance. Like if you was at another angle, you might not see that light. If they was recording from the other side, you see what I'm saying? Or straight ahead.
See, I need to stop being lazy. I need to fucking watch a video too about it, because what it is I'm the type of person that needs to see what you're saying. So, like, I'm trying to imagine it, but like.
Well, all I'm saying is this: I think only the reason it looked like that is because of the angle of whoever shot it had the camera or whatever they had in their hand recording. To me, that's the only thing that you know what I'm saying, that's what causes that. The angle they was at, where it looked like it's at an elevated, it's shooting from an elevated angle. It gotta be. I mean, that's the only thing I can really come up with.
Keep going, guys. I'm typing in the chat. Sorry.
Have you seen the laser curving in a aquarium tank experiment?
Say one more time.
No.
I didn't hear what you said.
Have you seen the laser experiment in a aquarium tank where the light is curving?
No, I haven't. But I'll watch it.
I just post the link in the chat.
Okay, perfect.
You can check it.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's this the molecules, water molecules in the atmosphere, regardless, though, man. So always have an effect on a laser or any kind of
see,
light.
and that's why I like to hear what Chris is saying, whether or not, you know, I don't think he's ran through the whole scenarios biasly or non-biasly. But like I get that the atmosphere it does shit we still don't have figured out. I get it. I 100% get it. But what I'm trying to get through to him is that our atmosphere, if it is the way he thinks it is, it's even worse for him because we don't see anything that would be close to being always atmosphere depicting this curvature or this horizon, because the atmosphere changes every day. The atmosphere changes probably 2 to 3 times a day if you're lucky to live in San Diego, and that's really just like within 3 degrees. But if it was atmosphere, there would be a million observations, and we'd still be waiting to see the same.
Right, because I think a lot of flat earthers don't really think about how really big the Earth really is, man. I mean, just being
those are just words, man. Don't say stuff like that.
No, I'm just saying though, but that's what I hear when I listen to a lot of flat earthers. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of flat earthers for years. So I'm just saying that when they do these tests, man, the size of these, I mean, when you think about the size of the Earth, and then I mean, some of these tests they do is laughable to me because of the size of the Earth, and they're just trying to do a on a scale that's so minute. You know what I mean? You can't even. I mean, if you're in your yard, right? You can't even see the sky past probably half your neighbors. I mean, to a certain distance in your own state. I mean, you can't see outside your city as far as the sky. You see what I'm saying? So if you can't see the sky outside your city when you're looking at it, and then you think how big just the United States is alone, and then you go to the next scale of the size of the Earth. I mean, that's why a lot of these tests to me is just foolishness, man.
What's rigorous for you then? How do we do this?
Well, to me, you can't.
But I apologize. Hang on, I apologize. What's up, Kurt? What's up, the mind of God? How you doing, sir?
What's up,
I apologize it took so long.
No, it's fine. I'm just listening.
I'll continue on. Sorry.
Yeah, what's rigorous, man? If it's too big in some cases, but then the curve is nice and compact and the Lake Pontchartrain in other cases, what would make you comfortable? How do we do this? How do we get to an answer?
Well, I mean, to me, it's like, I don't think there is unless y'all go to lower Earth orbit. To me, when flat earthers go to lower Earth orbit, to me, that's the best plan to me. Because other than that, all the scales that people do on Earth trying to test this and test that it's not gonna be significant enough. You see what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people laugh at flat earthers.
If I can fly a drone in a straight line for 5 miles.
What does that mean? I'm just asking.
Wait. If you could do what? If you could fly...
If we could fly a drone in a perfectly straight line for 5 miles, that would solve it, correct?
How? Wait. How?
Why do I have to keep waiting, man? Fucking
no. Well, because if he's gonna say something like that,
you're not even out of your county.
You're not
even out of your county line.
What do you? What is flying a drone 5 miles in a straight line prove, or not even prove? What does it show? What were we looking for?
What it's flying over would be different in a curved Earth versus a flat Earth.
No. That doesn't prove anything.
Let me get involved, Sean.
Okay. Please hit that topic, and then you can go on your tangent. But he made a claim that something would be really.
Every claim in the room, and then you're always telling me to stop every time I try to get involved.
Motherfucker, it's my live stream, dickhead. Yeah, you're right. I do that a lot. A lot. No, real shit, dude. I fucking rant all the time. Everyone on my panel knows that, and they don't cry about it.
Hold on, Brummy.
Brummy, go ahead. Go ahead, Brummy. Brummy, go ahead.
The drone situation, I find a bit of a problem because the air would blow the drone, and it would, go left and right. So you'd never get a straight line. I haven't finished talking. The other problem you'd have is you guys would say, the gimbal or the camera that's on the drone would be a problem. Even if we proved it with this method, there'd be something else that you guys would pull out your ass in contradiction, because there's plenty of things that can prove to you that can't be done on a flat Earth, and instead of addressing them and accepting them, you're just moving the goalposts. And this is something that
what goalposts? We're just talking about tests, man. Now you're getting real stuttery.
And that's the thing. Here's the problem, Brummy.
Coming up with a test.
This is how simple it is.
Makes you guys happy.
It has nothing to do with the camera. It has nothing to do with the drone or who operated it. The issue is that flying a drone for 5 miles straight does nothing for observation. For one, I mean, what are you doing? Are you doing topo signs? Are we using what instrument are we using? GPS? Because there is methods of doing this. This is surveying does this on this is what big surveying does. When I'm talking hundreds of square miles needs to be surveyed. This is how they do it. They find points. They put them in they find the property lines and everything. They get in a fucking plane. They get in GPS, and they pinpoint each fucking spot that needs to be surveyed and with a property line, whatever it is. Now,
how far do you think, just roughly, would you guys need? Then we can go to an engineering.
It's not about. It's not. Here's the problem with that.
How many miles do you want?
Again, it's not what we need. It's what you guys need. You guys need to figure out where you live and what your observations are, so you can come to the conclusion of what it is. I'm not going to tell you. No, wait. I didn't say it's a globe. That's exactly what. I'm
telling you, bro. We genuinely believe we live on a flat plane, so we would go for thousands of miles, and it would be the same. So we need to ask you, how far do you need us to go to fly a drone in a straight line for you to prove that it's not curved?
You would.
We know that it's flat.
Okay, so do you know do you feel the curve in an airplane when you fly in one?
No, I'm asking you, if we were to engage an engineering firm to be able to fly a drone in a straight line, which I hope people don't think is rocket science, fly a drone in a straight line.
Wait, why do you
10, 15, 20 miles?
Here's the problem again. What do you think you would see? What does a drone flying 5 miles do?
It would then, if it's going in a straight line, then there would be a drop distance if the Earth is curved as it goes further and further.
Again, so do you think that would happen in an airplane?
What do you mean by that? How
do
you measure
what's the difference between flying in an airplane 5 miles and flying a drone 5 miles?
Because in a drone, you could actually physically measure and capture the drop distance with a camera, with a device, with a physical thing dangling from it. You can physically experience it.
Okay, so we hang on. So when we tell you that the reason a plane does not fly into space, so to speak, do you understand the reasoning for why they don't, or why we say they don't on a globe?
Say that once more.
So, like, we give you the explanation for a jetliner, why it doesn't fly into space, or why it doesn't have to dip its nose. Do you understand why we explain that that they don't have to do that?
Apparently, from pilots, the thing actually lifts up, like the nose is actually upwards.
Yes.
Like,
okay. Yep. That's part of it. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I mean,
but do you?
What does that have to do with this?
Okay, but do you understand the reasoning for why it does not have to ever dip down?
Bro, you're talking to the wrong guy, man. I have two friends who are pilots.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay. No. And no, I'm not trying to. No.
The wrong guy.
Hang on. Here's exactly why I'm saying this. Because the reason that they don't have to dip down for curvature has everything to do with thrust and atmosphere. You can only go so high, putting on the energy you put into it, and so the drone would do the same thing. So if you went 5 miles straight with the same amount of for drone thrust or of elevation or whatever at the same elevation, it would do the same thing. It's not going to gain altitude without putting more energy into it.
This is the point I tried to make to them. We've already got stuff that can prove the points that they're trying to get, but they're just not going to accept what's already been proven.
But see, I need him. Okay, your way is saying. Okay, your way is saying it's not going to work.
The drone dude is making it easier to be a flatty, man. I have no idea.
Okay. Okay. Again,
you're telling me a drone
I can tell you right now.
In a predictable straight line.
Did you hear? How did you hear that? How did you hear
we're
that?
Talking about a drone faithfully going along a specific orientation.
Now listen again, just one more time, okay? In a plane.
This time, try and make sense.
Yeah, 100%. A plane flying 500 miles an hour in the air, correct? There's a certain amount of thrust it needs to put into its engines to keep.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds like I can't hear you guys.
It will not gain elevation without doing what? Putting more thrust into it, correct?
Sure, agreed.
Okay. So if it does not put more thrust to its flight or acceleration, then it's going to stay at the same elevation.
Weird.
If that is, 40,000 feet everywhere on Earth, it's not going to gain altitude for no reason. It needs more thrust. It doesn't work. That's how it works. So that's why it doesn't. They don't have to point down.
Everybody, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
The analogy between the plane
and
the
drone.
Can
you type in the?
This is flight is flight. What do you mean?
I can't hear you though.
Understood, but Sean, check this out. Like I just literally read an article on Zero Hedge, like FedEx.
Okay,
is doing,
I'm
drone delivery.
I'm gonna go out and check
so
my.
You understand
actually,
that
Jeff,
these drones
I'm going
can
to
fly
mute.
in predictable paths. Like this is not rocket science, correct? This is not like me talking about year 3050 kind of thing, right? This is here now. Drones flying, delivering packages to people's homes. Do you agree with that?
Oh, no, wait. Okay, so it's in testing. Okay, hang on. It's in testing, but
No, it's not in
listen
testing.
to me.
It's happening.
Listen, because you're wrong. Listen. The reason it's in testing is because yes, they do fly certain packages around to see how efficient it could possibly be. The problem is that they still have to put too much energy into those drones to deliver.
You're going
oh my
you're
God!
going against-
Stop!
you're
Please
going
stop!
against
Stop!
Zero
Stop! Stop!
Hedge.
Stop!
UPS
Stop! Stop!
begins
Stop!
first
Stop!
commercial
Please stop!
drone delivery
Look,
service
yeah.
in the U.S.
Stop!
This is
Stop.
mainstream news.
Yeah. Now read the whole article. Go ahead, because I guarantee you they'll be in testing or to a certain client. But I'm telling you right now, they cannot deliver multiple packages with the drone. They cannot get a drone to fly and deliver and back enough to be efficient. That's the problem with the industry of it. Yes, they do exist. I 100% understand that. But they are not going to be mainstream until they figure that out first. So until they have a drone big enough to carry maybe 3 packages at the most, it's not going to be efficient for UPS or any other company. But they want to be the leading innovators of it, so they're going to tell you that's what they're going to be doing soon. Stand by. Now, go ahead.
No, it's
No,
happening.
listen.
It's happening
Okay,
right now.
okay. Go to UPS.
No, I'm here on the article.
Okay, okay.
Check this out. UPS is using Matternet M2 quadcopter.
Can you
put the link? Carry payloads of 5 pounds over a distance of 12 to 13 miles.
Okay.
Craig,
okay. Wait. Stop. Read that again.
Oh man.
Read that again.
You never got me, but come on.
Yeah, UPS is using Matternet's M2 quadcopter, which is
God,
designed to carry payloads
I'm
up
sorry.
to 5 pounds.
Please stop.
Over a distance of approximately
Brummy,
12 to 13
I am trying
miles.
to hear him say something. You want to interrupt in the middle of him saying something. Stop. This is not Brummy world. This is Sean's world. Anyway, I'm sorry, mind of God. I swear to God, I do not want you to have to read that again, but can you please read that again without Brummy talking?
Yeah, this is from Zero Hedge.
Okay,
The title
thank
is
you. I see it.
UPS begins first commercial drone delivery service in the U.S. UPS is using Matternet's M2 quadcopter, which is designed to carry payloads up to 5 pounds over a distance of approximately 12 to 13 miles. That's pretty far. And this thing's not bumping into buildings and stuff. Like, come on now. I mean, this is a drone highway that's essentially being developed. And Amazon has had this for a while. I've worked for Amazon for a while. Like, this is not new, man. This is 2014.
So the drones are working. We get the point. But the point that I'm trying to make to you, why use the drone to confirm the globe?
We like it because it makes you guys nervous. Because then it's
No, wait. Don't say that because I 100% know what you can do with a drone. Go ahead, Brummy.
Craig, like Sean said about the airplane, right? Rather than you can see the sun setting when you're traveling on an airplane, you have better and bigger, more conclusive evidence that will point you towards that it can't be flat. And
you sound like Jimmy Swagger right now, bro.
I don't mind who I sound like, but the point I'm trying to make is that you have bigger examples, much better, conclusive, direct, easy to digest examples, and you want to squabble about drones going 5 miles in a straight line.
I mean,
okay, stop.
Yeah,
Okay, time out.
Easy to visualize.
Yeah, hang on, stop. Because, dude, you really left something out. And this is exactly what I was talking about for why I know they don't use these things for deliveries. You have to be more specific. Please don't skip the important part of this piece. Because the reason they're using this UPS drone for delivery is for logical services, transport medical supplies via unmanned aerial vehicles. A new partnership with a developer of autonomous drone technology. They deliver medical supplies when they need medical supplies. This is not a delivery service like I was saying. It's not efficient, but if someone's going to get a contract to deliver like that, they're going to pay good money. But Sean,
they're moving in a predictable path. That's all we need to solve this over water.
Again, no, you're not. You don't understand how that does not work. Again, I'll say it again. I'll say it again. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. Go ahead, because I'm hogging it. Go ahead.
I really fail to see how this is applicable to what we're talking about.
If you can fly a drone over a predictable path over water and then have some hanging from it in a particular, that's a fixed length, then
do you understand that a drone flying is the same thing as a plane flying, right? You understand that?
Say that. Sorry.
You understand that a drone flying is the same thing as a plane flying when it comes to everything about it. It's lift, it's everything. It's like the way it flies is the same. Like a drone does the same thing. It won't gain altitude without putting more into it. Like you're acting like
completely different method of travel. Completely.
Okay, you're not getting. Okay,
completely different.
You know what? Okay, I don't know if you don't. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Well, let's start from the very beginning. Okay. So, what you would plan on doing is flying a drone in basically a straight route. What would be a great circle route, perfectly straight in any cardinal direction, above the surface of the Earth, and this would be for validating
the curve,
internal critique of what the globe parameters would be. However, if you visualize what the globe parameters would be in a 3D world, it would be useless doing just a straight line. What you're saying is that we could just do a straight line and boom, it would invalidate it or validate it, but you're not giving us criteria for how to validate it or invalidate it. If you actually visualize this, doing a straight route above a giant globe Earth, remember, I'm not saying you have to believe in it, but if you're going to do an internal critique and use a drone in this way, just visualize it. If you do like a 5-mile straight line, Sean is absolutely right. It is no different. It is no different than doing a low altitude flyover with an airplane. The more meaningful thing to do is to have the drone stationary and then increase and decrease the altitude and see what distant objects do on the horizon.
No, because that's where you guys want to hide the curve.
Hold on.
You're trying to hide the curve in optics, bro. We're trying to get you guys out of this.
I am finishing up. Just listen.
We're trying to get you out of this religion, man.
Listen, because remember, what you're doing is you're testing an internal critique of the globe model. Okay? So you have expectations there that you're going to want to validate and invalidate. And yes, you can account for optical phenomenon, very well-known meteorological phenomenon, refraction.
There is no optical in this test. None. That's the nice thing about it.
Well, then how are you making this observation?
So you have a drone and you dangle maybe a 3-foot thing welded to it, and then because it can hold 5 pounds according to this article, and then you have a ball on it, and then you just fly it for a straight path, and then in the ball Earth, that ball would have to come out of the water at some point.
Again, you're not getting it.
That's where the problem comes in.
Don't get it.
You can't fly a straight line altitude like that.
You're not.
Why are you making that statement?
You need to understand how it works before you can make this claim. I promise you. You don't want to make this claim without it.
If you're the expert and you're saying that you can't do it, tell me why we can't then.
I did. I literally just explained to you in the delivery. Okay. Again, nonsense. You said they made deliveries as if they made deliveries. Before I even saw the article, I stated to you that it's not feasible for them. They're not going to make it a business like that because it doesn't make sense. They won't do it. That's a matter of fact, that's what they've already said a dozen times over. And then I go to your article and come to find out it's only a company that's contracting them to deliver medical supplies to them.
John, what does that have to do with this? It's a commercial drone delivery service. You think they're just flying the thing around?
How the hell does that prove flat Earth? Then you say
you can fly a drone in a predictable path.
You could do that, but you could do that before UPS could. You know that, right? You could have done that 10 years ago.
No, but now they're getting to the level of literally having these drones operate on a very precise scale to literally like drop a package.
Past 10 years, 10 years easy, you've been able to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I agree. So that's what I'm
No,
saying.
no, no,
These
no,
drone
no.
tests,
For $500-600,
you're not going to be able to hide
No,
when
no.
these drones start becoming
$500-600, you can go get one that will do it by itself. You can program it to do the everything itself. You understand that? Like, you're acting like this is new technology because UPS did it. We've
That's
been
what I'm
able to
saying. If we
we've
do
been
it- if
able
we
to
do it-
do these things with drones for a decade.
Good, and I agree, and even George H agrees. And so, if we do this test and agree on one, will you come out of this religion? That's what I'm asking.
What makes you think that this hasn't been thought of already? I mean, go ahead, do it, but I promise you're not going to get results that you're looking for.
No, we don't want you to change the goalpost. Can we agree on a
No, no.
test and then we'll
Okay.
fund it and then we'll do it?
Your drone idea is not a test. Okay, so let's think of something
Oh, so-
else. I've already explained to it.
Brainstorm.
No. Okay, yeah. Well, I'll brainstorm.
Oh my god!
Hang
Just
on.
realised how
Stop.
the drone doesn't work. Like I said it at the very start.
Wait. You just figured that out? Just figured it out?
And it's not a good example to use
Thanks.
when you have
Okay.
airplanes and
This
you
is
have
always the go-to.
sunset while you're on an airplane. Sun.
Okay,
set.
how about this? I'm going to make it very clear to everyone
always the
else.
go-to, isn't it?
Because he does not
He
understand how planes fly in the air, he cannot make this claim that this test is the end all be all. Let's all do the test and everyone shut up. Because the test will not give you results of curvature. It would not give you results that it proves anything flat. And the reason he's using this test is because he does not understand how a plane flies. Brummy, damn it, man.
You're right about that, Sean. The drone cannot fly a straight line altitude.
Yeah.
It will follow the curve of the Earth.
Right.
Are you
That's
kidding
exactly
me?
what it
So
will do.
you're telling me that daddy government can't fly drones in a straight line?
Oh my
You're
God.
telling
It
me
can fly
military
drones in
can't
a
do that?
straight line, but what does it use to hold this altitude? What does it use as a
But
reference to
just
hold altitude?
before we get to that, do you agree that you can
No,
you can
no,
make a
no,
device fly in a
stop. The
straight
mind of
line?
God, time out.
Can I say?
You keep,
I
you're
can make it fly
bypassing,
left and right in a straight
hey,
line.
look,
I cannot make
you-
it hold a straight line altitude. No, I cannot.
you're literally
At a fixed
moving that
altitude.
aside. Every time someone asks you the critical step to why this test won't work, you bypass it to ask, but this, and this. Like, this answer is it's a yes. It's pretty much you understand what we're asking you or you don't.
No, I'm asking, do you guys really think it's rocket science to fly a device in a straight line? They're making deliveries with pharmaceuticals or whatever the thing that
Of course they
like,
are.
is this really that hard?
Of course they are. They absolutely. I don't take issue with that whatsoever.
Right.
Of course
so
they
it's not
can.
a big deal. Yeah, they
But
can.
it is
Okay.
a big deal
I
altitude-wise. There is
muted
nothing
myself
that will
in there.
maintain a
Okay,
straight,
because I feel like I'm going to go
visual
crazy
line of
if I
sight,
don't say it.
Straight
Like,
line.
I'm not out of my fucking
That
mind,
drone
right?
will
Like,
fly at a set
like,
altitude.
what
That
I'm
will
saying about
follow
how,
the curve of the Earth.
like,
Let's make
that
sure we're
a plane,
we have to
like-
make sure that we're
like,
on the same
I'm
page.
not crazy, right, guys, in the chat? Like,
So when you
please.
say a straight
tell me.
line, is that on the x-axis, y-axis, or z-axis?
It's arbitrary. It just has to follow a straight path, and then its experience with what's beneath it will be different in a ball Earth and a
No, it
flat
actually
Earth.
matters.
Why is
No, it
this that hard?
It matters in
does.
3D space what kind of vector you're doing, dude.
So in 3D space, a straight line is different than in 2D space.
Dude, you
Are
like, hang on,
out of your
stop,
mind?
Live
stop,
in 3D
stop.
space, you realize that, right?
The mind of God.
So a straight
The mind
line
of
is
God.
different in 3D than in 2D.
The mind of God.
In your
You do
world.
not understand what you're talking about.
Wow.
So right now,
I know what
you
a straight
are
line is.
literally making yourself seem very unknowledgeable of what you're like.
Yeah.
We're not even talking deep, like some serious shit. Like, this is like as basic
Sean,
as it
we're
gets.
talking about flying a drone in a straight line, and you guys believe every space story that the government feeds you, but you can't imagine a drone flying in a straight line.
So
Are you
so
buddy
again,
doodle?
again, I don't really know all like the debate terms and stuff, but can someone tell me exactly what the hell he just did? It's called a ad hom or some shit, where he put NASA in with flying in a straight line and why that justifies it. What is that called? What is
A
that?
drone flying in a straight line apparently is rocket science. Like how
No,
many years do you think we would need to do this? Like 50
You can
more years?
fly. You can
100?
fly in the XY axis. You can fly in a perfectly straight line. XY
Yeah, you
axis,
could
yes.
fly a drone in a straight
In the
line.
Z
Come
axis,
on.
you cannot.
Sure, I understand
Then
it's
it-
not as good in the Z axis.
You cannot do it in a Z axis.
enough,
You have
but
no
it-
reference point.
Okay,
You have
again,
nothing to
I
reference
muted
yourself
myself in the
enough, but you
chat.
can start a drone
Or in the
sea level,
hangout.
That's it.
And I
You
need
can
to
start
know
a drone
this
at a
real
point
quick.
and fly it in a straight line.
Yeah,
That's not that big
okay.
a deal.
Wrong thing.
I know you guys got to be.
There is no
Okay,
reference.
so you guys can't hear him. I'm pretty sure I turned their sound off. Like, it's a straw man. Is that a straw man, or is Chris fucking with me right now? Hang on, Chris. Please tell me, you get why a drone flying a straight line does nothing. What? Yeah, it's Tom. Are you trying to? You're checking your mic again?
Coming through, Sean. Sean,
Yeah,
testing 1, 2.
Yes, I hear you.
So, Ali B, how many more decades till we can do what these people don't think is possible that we can't? Like they don't want to fly a drone in a straight line.
I've actually 1 second.
Oh, okay.
You've inspired,
I see what's up.
You inspired me. I've got a solution. Right? Here's a great test, inspired by the mind of God, right? What we can do is, right, okay, so you can't understand, I totally understand what he was getting at, but I find it strange that nobody else can. But anyway, the point I was going to make, why can't you, because we know the curvature or the proposed curvature of the Earth, why can't we program the drone to take a parabolic flight, including the curvature? If it crashes into the water, if it crashes into the water, because you can program that through flight, set a flight path where it goes up in a parabolic, take the fly as if it's flying over a curve. If it crashes into the water, it's not a curve. There you go, solution.
Yeah, as long as it flies in a predictable path, then you could distinguish its interaction with what's beneath it. So
well, that's you could program it to fly in a curve, right? According to the and you could quite actually easily program that because we've got the technology to do that, and that'd be a great test. And that would be
how gravity works.
Correct. As long as it flies in a predictable path, the two surfaces beneath it will be easily distinguishable because they're not the same.
What are the two?
What
does that mean?
That this is self-defeating.
Drones has 3D accelerometer.
You don't.
It's like
self-defeating.
It's like programming the drone to fly as if it was flying round a curve.
Exactly.
So that's
all we can do.
That's called.
And that's it. And see what happens, and then we can have a discussion why that happened.
Wait,
that's
wait. Ali B, I'm not gonna lie to you. I zoned out like 6 minutes ago, and I'm kind of like in my own head thinking I'm crazy. Now, when he says fly a plane straight line for 5 miles,
right? Forget that.
Thank you.
I've just said forget that. Get that out of your head, Sean. Forget about
thank you.
that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ali. Thank you so much.
It's what I was saying is we can program that drone to take a flight according as if it was to fly a curved route according to the coordinates and the mathematics of the curve of the Earth over a bit of water. Now, if that drone dives into the water, therefore, there's a problem and there's a discussion to be had. But that's the best way to test it is actually tell the drone to fly in these specific coordinates as if it was going round a ball.
That's just saying put the coordinates in it and it's going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't show anything.
No. Listen. This is what you could do. You could set a computer program, right? You can set a computer program and map out a curved flight, right? And then you can program that and tell the drone to fly according to that. You need to put in a program or write a script for it to tell it to do it. It'd probably be quite difficult because it's 3D space.
Okay, so you're saying almost program. So it'd be like taking the GPS out of it.
Right, and your reference. Wait a minute, and your reference point, and you can get it to go in a straight line anyway. But your reference point for the finishing height it'll become calibrated from where you start.
Do is program it to go 8 inches.
No.
Every mile to drop 1 inch.
What do you say?
Yes, exactly, Tommy.
But we have that. It's called topography. It's called yeah, you're right. Topography, but topography, you know. Doing total stations, yeah, but that's what that is. You get when you look at a topo map, that's showing you the elevations as it goes over something. But but
you're missing the point. The water, the surface will become irrelevant because you'll have the frame, you'll have the 3D frame, right? So it's going to fly it's going to fly in that shape. It doesn't matter. I could take it up 100 feet, right? And I could tell it, and I could do that, and it would do that at 100 feet. It would still drive that same arc.
The problems you're going to have, though, is air turbulence, right? The stability.
Yeah, I know, Tommy. Yes.
Let me finish talking. I don't ever interrupt you, but I think what you're saying is program it to go 8 inches per square mile. Every mile to drop 8.
It's going to crash.
Drive it over a long distance.
It'll crash.
And eventually, you're expecting it to go into
It'll crash.
water. I know, Sean, but let me finish, Sean. I don't interrupt nobody else. As soon as I talk, it's.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna put, you're
you're
damn right, man. If you're gonna give him wrong information out there, I'm gonna say something. You can't do 8.
He's saying that you should have the drone pre-programmed to drop 8 inches every mile. So when the drone takes off, that's what it's supposed to do. And if the globe is the globe, it should still be at the same altitude when it reaches point B.
Is that what you think, Brummy?
It already does.
That's
what he thinks.
Okay, is that what you think?
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I never said that. I said if it is a ball, it should do that. If it goes into the water,
it won't. It's going to crash.
Discussion to be good.
It's going to crash. I can tell you it's going to crash. The reason it's going to crash.
Not driving it. It's flying in a parabolic, my friend.
No, here's the problem, though. Here's the thing. If you program 8 inches square per mile to a drone and you let it take off, it's going to crash. Here's why.
Right, what mathematics should I use then? What is the curve calculator that I should use then?
Okay.
And we use that.
So you can use that. You can use 8 inches per square mile for, I believe it's, I think maybe tops. It'll work for you maybe 50 miles. But I mean, then again, you got to move so many damn total stations because you won't have a line of sight. So you're gonna have to take a lot of shots. So you're not gonna really do.
What are you on about? Listen, I fly next to a boat.
I'm trying to tell you exactly how you do this.
I sail next to it with a boat, and I drive a boat right next to it.
I'll shorten up the answer then. 8 inches square per mile is how you teach a kid how the curvature works. Now, the reason that it doesn't work is because there's things called offsets. We know, as a grade checker, things happen. Things aren't as you believe them to be. It's not a ball. It's not even all the way around. So we have to use offsets. You would have to use offsets to make the curvature count work. Now, do you have the offsets for whatever area you're going? I doubt it. I don't, so I can't even tell you where mine are. But absolutely, you can. Absolutely, you want points. They look like little circles in the ground, and a little stick with a point would fit in. I'll even show you exactly what it looks like.
I know what they are. They're datums. They're set in for the GPS. They're decided. They're calibrated heights above sea level. I know what they are.
Yes, and you can find out if you go off those things. You can find out anything, my friend. My dad taught me that
I know
one.
What they are. They use them in geodetic survey, and I've
yes,
used
sir.
them before.
Yes. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Oh yeah. I know I'm talking to you.
So I've worked with theodolites. As well. That's why I kind of find it funny when people are looking like away at the horizon when they're not even calibrated to see that far. You know what I mean? And to use that, and another thing about theodolites as well is you can't see around bends. And what I say about theodolites, they'll do inclination, declination, and level sight, and they're only really rated up to about 100 meters.
Yeah, they're not.
Plus the mathematics for the curvature is put in afterwards.
But the technology they have now is insane. It's capable.
No,
of
it doesn't matter.
But at the same time, you are right with the Allies. They're the habit people have.
That Jesse Kozlowski comes on and says that they're measuring curvature, I say they're putting in the mathematics.
I am telling you right now.
I know very well. I know very well what they're doing.
I'll be able to catch. If he does that, I'll be able to
pulling them up.
If he's doing that, I'll be able to catch it because I haven't watched much, but I started to because I have a profession in grading and small scale surveying, so I do get the terms and everything that's going on. So if I saw it, I would.
Well, you should know then.
I haven't watched much of it.
Theodolites don't prove.
No, they do.
Because they're only rated to about 100 meters, 200 meters.
But it's not. It doesn't prove curvature, but it does prove where the horizon is, though.
And you can't measure it. It can't. Listen,
but it shows you. It does depict something different. That's the thing.
Right, see the crosshairs, right? Let's see the crosshairs. You know, when you look through a dumpy, the crosshairs on it. You've got to remember, when you're looking 3 miles and using them crosshairs, that line represents about 30 foot on the horizon 3 miles away. That little thin line.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, okay, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm thinking something else. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly,
I'm sorry.
exactly.
I apologize.
So,
I apologize.
And you need to use it's a thing called it's a spider sight, spider hair. It's like the thinnest lines, and they're only accurate, reliably accurate in engineering up to 100 meters, max 120. I'll give you 120.
I wouldn't say.
Max.
I mean, I not the technology, but see, they wouldn't use a theodolite for that. They would only use the theodolite to measure the degrees of where the horizon is. I guess would be the best explanation. It's not a long. It's not really a long distance. It's not a long distance tool, but it's that's what that's what I was gonna say. Well, that's what I was gonna say, because a lot of people tend to do this. Where they'll use something and they'll use it for more than its use. So a theodolite isn't made to get a distance, like it's not a long range, like he's saying, type instrument, but it is in a sense that the horizon is in the distance. No matter if if I'm 2,000 feet up in the air, my horizon is going to be much further than if I'm on the beach. So I'm going to still use that horizon, but again, it's not a long like no one's saying that measures how far a distance is. It only tells you where the horizon is to your elevation.
I've just explained to you. You can't define the horizon with a theodolite. You can't.
You can.
But it's not rated. No, you can't.
Why?
To define the perfect, you can't even.
It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be perfect.
Well, okay then. So
Well,
you can't use that as proof as where the exact horizon is.
Let me phrase that better. Let me phrase that better. Can I phrase that better, please?
People are proclaiming that a theodolite is proving the curvature. I'm finished now. Sorry, Sean. You know me.
No worries, no worries, my friend. The thing is, okay, so the reason I wanted to explain it better is this. For anything like, okay, so the higher up you go, the more elevation you gain. So not just 1, 2, 3 feet. The higher elevation you go, the more accurate a theodolite's going to be for you. It's not,
I
again.
just told you they're only rated to bloody 100 meters. It doesn't matter. The higher up you go, the horizon's further away, Sean.
But see, that's the thing. It doesn't measure.
How can you get more accurate
if
it's
measure
its accuracy after 100 meters?
I want to drop out, right? But I just want to say goodbye to you. And well, yet again, flat earthers just demonstrating that they'd rather argue about small little points.
Oh, shut up, Tommy.
More words. Let's hear the emotion. Get the emotion. Let's hear these words.
Sure, you're not going to moderate Addy for interrupting.
Dude, you don't whine about it. Rummy, seriously, the reason I'm jumping in is because this is my profession. Like, this is something that I do for a living, 25 plus years. So, like, I'm obviously going to be in this.
Sean, let him get his little jab in so he can feel good about his spinning beach ball hurtling through space. Let's go, man. What's up?
Like I said, like flat earthers always want to use.
Well, we back to Discord. Blah blah.
Here we go.
Blah.
So you want to use like crappy little experiments, like
just go away back to Discord. Away, James.
Crappy military grade drones.
The whole time I don't.
Go on away, yeah. Go on away.
For him, please.
Crappy military grade drones.
Both of them need muting because they keep.
Listen, you're like a wee whiny. I'm quiet.
Sure, are you going to mute them and mod them?
No, I'm not going to, dude. Talk, just talk.
No, they keep interjecting. So
because you're not even talking about the subject. You're whining right now.
You should mute yourself, Ali. Here we go.
Just talk about the subject. Just talk about the subject. Just talk. Do not whine. I don't want to hear about what you're
moderating your room.
Shut the.
When I interject to people,
dude, I'll moderate the fuck out of this room in a second. Hey, motherfucker. This hey, Brummy, dude.
Yeah.
Check this out. It's my shit. I'll kick everyone off this fucker. I don't give a fuck. Like, hang on, time out. Yeah. I'm all in for fair, but understand this still is my shit. I'll fucking boot whoever I want. Please relax.
I'm relaxed.
You're not even talking about the subject. You're whining about not being able to talk. Get some balls. Talk.
That's not what I'm whining about. I'm
Okay.
saying you guys are arguing about drones. You've got bigger
Yep,
examples.
you're right. You know
These
why?
are
Because
the examples to
Brummy,
focus
this
on.
isn't a 5-minute show where we're gonna say you're wrong. He's gonna say you're wrong, and then we just butt heads and walk away. We're trying
Right,
to
so
have a
point
conversation.
being is if I interject to people, you have a go at me. Them two just injected onto me, and you haven't said fuck all to them.
Oh my god, because we're
So
on
you want
topic.
fairness, then be consistent
You want
with
to
your fairness.
look what you're doing. Yeah, you know what, Brummy?
I apologise, Tommy.
You jump
Tommy,
off.
honestly, I apologise. Yep, Sean, he's right enough.
No,
I apologise. He's
fuck
right
that. Because you're whining right now. Stop, dude.
Wonder
Jump
why,
off
Sean?
or talk about the topic. That's all I said. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And I'm just saying goodbye and saying that you
Okay,
guys want to focus
okay,
on singular
dude. If you're
topics,
gonna
so
fucking
you
leave, then
focus
just
on.
take the fuck
And yet
off.
you talk over again, Sean?
Don't.
Sean,
Yes,
how am I supposed to fucking
dude.
get my
I
words
swear to
out if
fucking
everybody
Brummy,
keeps
I
jumping on me,
fucking
dickheading
told
on
you,
my
dude.
door?
I don't
It's
even give a
ridiculous.
fuck. Don't give a fuck at all,
It's
dude.
ridiculous.
You need to understand something, Brummy. Understand something right now. This isn't Brummy fucking wine time. I don't fucking care.
Oh, no way. You don't care.
Dude, you're
That's brilliant, Sean.
such a fucking loser. Please get the
I know,
fuck
I'm a
out.
massive
Go.
loser.
Bye. Leave. Go. You ain't gonna use my platform for a whining chest because everyone else doesn't want to hear you whine. Dude, if you're gonna talk about the subject, talk the fuck on. If you're gonna whine or say another word about this,
You guys want to moan about mirages
oh
and
my fucking god.
compression and drones. It's just silly. Look at the bigger picture.
Oh my
Easy.
fucking god.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Wow. Holy shit. Oh. God damn, he is like a fucking little teenage girl who's just that is the most aggravating.
Well, I thought that drone. I thought the drone. I had another idea as well. There was a guy called Flat Earth Data.
Well, see, the problem is, what his problem is he wants to come in here and go, you guys are fucking idiots. I'm right, you're fucking wrong, and you guys to go, holy shit, Brummy said, or you guys know him as Tommy, said this. So obviously we're stupid and it's a globe. And he doesn't understand that sometimes people want to have a fucking conversation without being a dick to somebody, and that's all there is to it. Brummy, I didn't let you fucking talk because it was actually my expertise. Stay the fuck out if that's the case. And if you didn't know, guess what? This is how it goes, motherfucker. I rant a lot, I talk over people, and sometimes, just sometimes, I don't want to hear people whine, and I'll tell them. Everyone else has no problem, and they keep coming back and having no problem saying what they got to say. All you gotta do is say, Sean, you're talking too fucking much. I'll shut up, but don't whine on my shit. Anyone else want to talk now? Because I'm frustrated.
I'm scared to talk now.
Oh no!
Oh, you guys are not doing yourself.
I'm scared. I'm muting.
It's first of all, it's not you, mind of God. It's not you, Ali B. Like everything you guys were doing was just fine. I mean, you had an idea. I can't fault you for that fucking mind of God. I don't think you understand the aspects that we're trying to explain. That's not your fault. It's you don't understand, in our opinion. But it's. Guys aren't letting me talk. I got stuff to say, man. I'm just hang on, man. Hang on. I don't even get to talk. You guys just talk all the time. Yeah,
Hey, Sean,
I got
can I ask
time
you a
for that
question?
shit.
John.
Yeah, what's up, sir?
Did you say you're a drone guy? You know about drones?
I know, and I don't have the good ones, but I've been flying drones a lot, and I've been looking into military down to the amateur scale, just because of the innovations they are doing with them.
Okay, well, I'm just a pilot. I'm not a drone pilot. I don't know anything about drones. What do those things you use to maintain altitude? Is it GPS or barometric altimeter?
It's a GPS system.
Maintain altitude.
GPS. It does a signal to signal, and then it gives itself a waypoint for home.
So it's looking at 4 satellites.
Yes, yeah. It hits as many satellites as it can. And that's on the amateur scale. It uses a small GPS, but the bigger scales are on a tower, or they can be on a satellite. So they interchangeable. They can go off either way.
But no matter how you do that thing is looking at it's getting a signal that says you're at 100-foot altitude.
Yes.
MSL. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and basically
it's giving you that.
That's how it controls its speed. Yes.
And,
yeah.
And if you, move a mile away, it's going to still seek 100-foot mean sea level or whatever, altitude.
Exactly.
So that entire system is programmed to account for the curvature of the Earth. That's the problem.
Now, I was thinking that because hang on, because this is exactly what this is what Ali B's trying to say. So, what I was thinking, if you pull the GPS system out of it and created your own topo for the program, you can then reprogram it to do what the globe says is there, and if it hits anything, then you could have an idea of well, see, you'd have to do it numerous times to see if it's just because even our systems now, we aren't 1,000% accurate like that. Even, trust me, to your doorstep thing, it still has its quirks. Trust me.
Sean, check this out, dude. Come on, bro. Picture a ball with the GPS coordinate system overlaid on the ball and above it. Can you visualize that for a second?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, can you visualize a straight line being drawn above it? Some arbitrary point above the ball. Can you imagine 2 points?
Do you understand? Okay.
No, wait. No, follow me. Can you visualize that?
See, you do that. You stop me when I'm asking you, do you understand why your question isn't a question? Like, okay, I get it. I get you live in a flat. I get that you live on a flat Earth, my friend. But listen. I live on a globe. Therefore, I 100% know gravity is a thing. Now, then I go, when you ask me that question, I don't think you're asking me as if you're looking at it as I do. So I ask again, are you asking me as a flat Earth idea or what we know?
Three-step process. Let's say that we're on a ball and then there's a GPS coordinate system. Fair enough. Now, above that ball in the
do you understand what a GPS system is?
It's a coordinate system.
Okay.
I have it on my phone. You can move something around and you get a new coordinate.
Okay, just checking.
It's not that complicated.
You're damn right it's not.
It's not.
You're right.
And so if you have a coordinate system, this is a nice feature because it's fairly, it's available. So in a coordinate system, if you move one point to another and you get a new reading, that's really nice. That's a very convenient thing that can help us solve this debate. So agreed, it's more elegant over a ball because it's spherical coordinate system. Fair enough. However, that doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to take my phone from one point to another in a straight line. You agree that the laws of nature don't prevent me from moving my phone from one point to another in a straight line, correct?
You are 100% correct. And you can actually do this test. But do you understand what a mean line is?
No, tell me.
Okay. Then there's a problem because you, again, just like that plane, no matter where you go, you're not going to walk off the Earth. So what you would need is a mean line. A mean line is like saying basically there's other terms for it, but essentially it's like making your own zero. This is the way you would do what you're trying to achieve in these tests. The reason they're not going to work is because you don't have any idea that this matters.
No, I understand that I can move a device in a straight line. That's not rocket science. I don't know how many more years do you think we need as humans to come up with something like 100.
I'm going to tell you right there, it's not rocket scientists, but buddy, I guarantee you need about 5 to 10 years of studying to get to understand how. Now, you want to hear me?
John, bro,
listen to me. Listen to me. Okay.
Your boys went to the moon like 50
Time
years
out.
ago.
Okay.
You're literally
time out.
Keeping some
Hang on. Time out. I'm talking to you. Do you know what a total station is? Do you know what a total station is?
You're just, dude, I literally wake up in the morning sometimes and I'm like, is this happening to me?
Do you know what a total station is?
I'm going on mute, man.
I'm gonna take that as a no. You want to know why that matters? Is because if you don't even know what a total station is, then you have no clue how surveying works. And if you don't know how surveying works, then any test you want to do over a long range, you're fucked. You have no idea what the hell's going on. Then you got to believe somebody who tells you the answers. Don't you get that? The mind of God? That's the problem.
Yeah, but Sean, the thing is, right, I think I could explain it a bit better. You know what I described there, how you build an actual 3D structure on a computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you set coordinates in that, and then you get the drone to fly in a parabolic, right? Remember what I said there? It's exactly with a straight line. Forget about all, you build the reference frame in a computer model, and then you put that into the drone and you say you're going to fly. So it doesn't need to know how high it's off the ground, you know, even where it is. All you have to do is just say head in that direction, set the direction on, you know, it's a bit of building the program to, you know, a bit of fiddling about to, you know, get to, you know, program, you know, to build write a script to tell the drone. But that drone doesn't care where it is. It's not using GPS. It's not altimeters or anything like that.
Well,
You'll actually set it.
But it's got to use something for reference, for altitude reference. It's got to use something for that z-axis. It has to have something to reference it to, or it'll just go anywhere.
You can't make
you build the reference. Listen. You build the reference into the computer, the virtual land that's going to fly across. You write a script into that, and that's your reference point. It doesn't need a real reference point. You can build that into the drone. So wherever you start it off, that's where that reference point is going to. So I could take it to 5 foot, and it'll fly. Wait a minute, it'll fly in a straight line according to how I've built it. Where I start, where I'll launch that drone off or whatever, it's going to move because that's where its reference point is from where it starts. It's where so I can set it and it'll still drive. It'll still do that program, drive in the directions because it's in its own coordinate system. Realities doesn't matter. It's not known that it's going to fly across. As far as that's concerned, it's in a virtual world, and it's got a certain distance to fly. Maybe have to use, I suppose there's one problem there I've just thought of is actually you would have to use a clock, a time, time. You would have to integrate time into the program because it would have to know how long it's flying, kind of thing, I think. You could program it, you can see what I mean. You know what I mean? You're building a virtual world like inside a computer.
Yeah, but it has to maintain its altitude compared to something or the other.
I know. I'm getting. Yeah, I see that.
What's up, Negator? How you doing, sir?
You can go.
Hey.
You can get to.
It doesn't have to maintain altitude. It just has to fly in a predictable path.
Again, you got to understand what you're talking about first. Please stop.
It can't do that without
it's so revolutionary.
It's an active feedback loop. It is an active feedback loop, just like a pilot in an airplane is staring at his altimeter and making adjustments to hold an altitude. That drone is doing the same thing electronically.
They're able to deliver packages from point to point, but they can't fly in a straight line.
You don't get it. You either purposely don't get it, or you really don't get it.
At a specified altitude, as far as you want to send them. But that specified altitude is programmed in by the GPS is a GPS altitude. According to what Sean says.
Let's say you went from point to point over water in a predictable path, which they obviously can because they're delivering pharmaceuticals with drones. You don't think that if you can fly in a predictable path.
Why do you keep adding that like it matters?
I just sent the zero. I put the zero head.
Wait. I want you to understand something. You understand there are drones that can carry 6 to 10 tons, right? UPS did not revolutionize drones carrying stuff.
Now you're proving my point. This is old news, bro. You can fly these things in a predictable path a while ago, and so as long as it flies in a predictable path, then the surface of
I'm gonna tell you right now.
It,
I'm not even triggered. I'm not even upset. Like in my brain right now, my brain is melted. Like I can't.
You're flip flopping, man. You're saying we can't do it, and then the next breath you're saying we did it 10 years ago. It doesn't make sense. I agree with you. We could do it a long time ago.
I'm just saying, controlling a drone isn't the Matrix, dude.
This is not like nanotechnology. Like
I'm just saying.
Really hard,
I'm saying you're acting like flying a drone is like figuring out how planets orbit.
Hard.
Like, dude, it's not the same thing. It's not. Like you keep like
you're like in a predictable path
hang on.
Over
this
water
is what you keep. I need you to see. This is what you're doing, and maybe you just don't hear it. But you're going like you're going. A drone flies straight line. I mean, we don't have. We got rid of slavery, so why can't we fly in a straight line? Like that's what.
We're still slaves, man. You know that.
Like that's what you're doing. Like you're
We're
going,
all
like
slaves,
you
dude.
keep doing that over and over again, and it just
We're sitting here debating something that 1 or 2 military drones could solve. We're all
you
slaves. We're all
don't know,
monkeys.
dude. Go to
We're all monkeys in
Walmart.
this
You can
system.
find a drone that will do
it
that.
could be a drone. I think a drone's a good idea. I
One
think
or
there's
two
a
drones would solve
look,
it.
a drone is a great idea when it comes to multiple of
H
ideas.
is right. H is right there. There is a problem. It's right enough. The more I think about it now, I'm trying to rattle my brain. You need to come up with some kind of new system
Now,
to take out the GPS.
It cannot maintain altitude without some reference.
Now, Ali B,
yeah.
you understand that I'm not laughing at the test. The idea of a drone, using drones in this situation is fucking genius.
I get it.
But he's like, I don't. The mind of God, man. I'm gonna sleep. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight until me and you got to do a private hangout, and I'll teach you the caveman way of learning these things. Because, dude, I'm telling you right now, like.
Sean, you're talking in circles. You told me that this technology could be done a while ago. Then you're making it seem like this is rocket science. This is not rocket science, man.
You're right. It's
Stop
not.
saying that. Stop thinking that we're all monkeys, dude. Some of us actually know what's out there.
You guys, you did it again, right there.
Yeah, but I think it's. I won't be sleeping tonight because actually that was good that I had to think about that. I'm going to try and think of a way to solve that then. How to give it a reference point because that is a problem actually.
Sean, is this really that hard, dude? We're talking about flying a device in a predictable path over water.
Dude, they're trying to have a serious conversation. Please, we got to stop.
How many more years do we need for that? Like 50? or is only daddy government allowed to do?
You're right. You could do it with a. The problem is even if you had a piece of string hanging down, you're still relying on the GPS. So the GPS could be saying, "Hey, by the way, drone, you're flying over a ball."
Yeah,
and it does it that way.
No, Ali, you can set up a local coordinate system that uses the GPS to fly in a predictable path. It's easy. Sean's, that's the uncomfortable laugh of a baller knowing that his religion is falling apart.
It's literally me laughing my ass because I've explained this as basic as it gets.
Actually, actually, there you go. There you go. I've got it. No.
It's not even how. No. It's not even that I've explained to you. It's that
I've got it. Solved it. Here it is, guys. You
this is great.
Right, instead of taking the. Oh wait a minute. Instead of taking. No, never mind.
I'm just saying, like, he's like this. He's like. Fly a straight line. We proved it. You guys proved evolution.
No, you can't
Sean,
do it.
This laugh is incriminating you, dude, because you're stuck in like the Stone Age.
I'm sorry. It doesn't make. You're like can't fly a straight line. Let's cure diabetes.
We could take, you can take like
what kind of laugh is that, dude? What are you laughing at exactly?
Along a 5-mile route, you could take like
no. I want to understand the psychology of that laugh. What is he laughing about?
Wait a minute, what's H saying? H has got an idea. What were you saying there, mate?
What I was going to say is you can set up 100 waypoints along a 5-mile path, and you can program the reverse of the curve in it that the GPS uses. And all you've proven is that you have tricked the drone into nobody's going to buy it. You would, in fact, be able to fly a straight line that way, but it's
as long as you fly your drone in a predictable path, this would solve this debate if it's enough distance. Not that hard.
I like that. That was well done, mate. That was nice. I like that. Engineering bit.
That's what you can do. I mean, you can turn the curve upside down and flatten it out. But you have played a trick on the thing by programming the altitudes in.
What do you mean play a trick? You're taking a drone to specific points along an arbitrary path. So how many years, decades do we need before we're allowed to do that? Because we're monkeys and only the government is smart. So when do I dial in for that?
Let me tell you this. If you had 1 million years, you're not going to be able to do it. If you take my altimeter away from me, I cannot maintain altitude.
Yeah.
I cannot.
So in 1 million years, we won't be able to fly a drone in a predictable path. Yet they're making deliveries with this thing.
We can fly on a predictable path right now, but it's based on the curvature of the Earth.
Do you understand that if you fly in a predictable path, the shape of the Earth beneath it will be different in a ball and a flat Earth? Do you understand that conceptually?
Do you understand that the altitude that
Do
it's
you
referencing
understand if you
itself
fly
to?
a drone in a
Yes.
predictable path above the surface of the water, that the surface beneath it would act differently if the Earth is a sphere or a flat surface?
It's not looking at the surface, and no, it will not. It will
Do
not.
you understand that if you fly a drone in a predictable path over water,
Can I?
two different geometries, there would be
good
two
luck,
different
Negator.
experiences?
Negator, hang on. Negator,
this is
Negator,
hilarious, man.
Negator.
Hey.
Was I ever that bad?
I think.
Sean, dude,
No,
the Bible's at stake, dude. You're laughing, but this is serious.
Mind is he's either a troll or entirely over the edge, man. I'm not sure which.
Go ahead, sir. I know you've been patient.
I'm talking to people about something that's basic, and you guys are making it seem like it's
No, Sean's reacted to this perfectly. I thought his reaction was probably the best I've ever
dude,
seen.
when does your daddy allow you to be as smart as them?
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. The mind of God is the king of whatever that's called. He's the master of it. I have never heard anyone rattle off so many fucking. What is that? Someone tell me. What is that called? What is that?
Common sense.
It's bridging, like when somebody interviews a politician and they change what the conversation is going to whatever they want to be talking about. He just doesn't bridge very well. He just jumps straight into whatever he wants to talk about.
It's called common sense.
That shit is awesome. He's like the Don King of Flat Earth.
I know.
And people think
he's
that
an
it's
idiot.
curved. Two things will happen.
So how does I guess you don't know how pressure works when it comes to operating vehicles in the air? Mind?
In
Like
the
pressure
air?
and
What kind of a little suffix was that? Are you singing? What are you asking?
He's bridging again.
Keep singing, bro.
He's a good troll.
No,
So how does elevation affect a drone?
No, but what year can we fly a drone in a predictable path over water? What decade?
I don't know. We flew lots of single-engine drones in World War II over the water pretty well. So
Right. So when will they allow us monkeys to do that? When can we, the serfs, the monkeys, the zombies, do that kind of stuff? And then
You're
maybe,
an idiot, dude.
maybe mommy YouTube will allow us to broadcast it. When will daddy government let us do that?
I mean, we World War II people.
Yeah.
We're
I don't know if I can add anything to this.
That's for sure. No, but that sounds really. I agree. That sounds really futuristic. Like moving a device in a predictable path over water. That does sound kind of like maybe 50, maybe.
So
50,000 years from now.
actually that was a good thing you said there, Negatorix, actually, because I was watching a documentary about them having drones in World War II, which as I said, I just found out the other day. It was quite interesting. So how is it they maintained the altitude? Was it like barometers, like pressure gauges? It wouldn't be radar down to the ground, would it?
No,
I know it wouldn't be satellites. What
it
is
had an altimeter in it. It was a barometric altimeter, just like we use today. No different.
But that wouldn't help. Yeah, but that wouldn't help a drone flying over like 10 foot or 20 foot. That wouldn't really help, would it?
Well, it's going to maintain. It will maintain that same altitude, that same pressure level in the atmosphere.
All right, so you wouldn't need GPS then. So you could,
well, the problem is that pressure gradient is constant.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
So you still fly. That's why airplanes don't go flying off into space.
Yeah,
That's
so
why that argument is so damn idiotic.
If it was curved, it wouldn't matter if it was curved or it was flat. It's still going to register that same pressure, so it wouldn't matter.
That's right. The airplane, the drone, it doesn't give a shit what the Earth looks like. It only knows the density of the air it's flying in. That's it. Nothing more.
That's kind of the problem with that.
That's what I was getting at. And I didn't actually mean drones in World War II. The Germans were making.
Well, actually, you could call
they actually did. Hey, listen, they did. They did actually have drones.
The buzz bomb. Buzz bomb was a drone.
True, but all I was referring to was all of the prop engine airplanes that we managed to successfully fly in predictable patterns across, the English Channel. I don't know what mind is stuck on with this. And Harry.
We killed John Kennedy's older brother with one of those B-17 drones full of
But they weren't allowed to look down and measure whether there was water. You know, the drop distance was changing. We're not allowed to do that part, right?
Oh, sure, you can do that anytime you want to. It's just going to fly the curve
now
of the
we
earth.
can.
That's
so
all.
cool.
Sure.
So in the last 30 seconds, technology's improved. Great. So we can fly a drone in a predictable path over water, correct? Maybe
I hope you're holding on to something. You must be getting dizzy by now, buddy.
I'm getting frustrated with the fact that people think we live on a spinning beach ball flying in space, which is absurd.
It sounds like you don't understand how pressure works and how it affects aircraft.
Dude, let's put a couple more sort of buzzwords in there. How about, I don't know, gravity? Like what else can we throw in there to make it sound like we should talk about something else?
No, that's way too deep. We don't want to get into gravity.
No, definitely not. No. That's for the big boys. That's for the DARPA. That's only for DARPA, right?
Yeah, I'm not really smart enough.
The Holocaust.
Yeah, there you go.
We had the Holocaust, man. We can't fly in a straight line. What the fuck?
Bro, I'm shocked we're even allowed to talk about drones with mommy YouTube listening in. I'm shocked. This is a beautiful thing, bro.
Oh my God, the SWAT's in my house. They're talking about we're flying drones in straight lines.
Yeah, like I'm surprised mommy YouTube's not like on the back end wondering like, hey, maybe we should shut this live stream down.
I hope not. It's my fucking channel. I hope that's the last thing they want to do.
Right, here we go. Try again, right? What about this? What about if we put in some kind of homing signal, some kind of signal a drone could pick up and head straight for that? It couldn't, if it was curved, it couldn't fly there.
Yeah, if you had that, you could do it.
Could you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, if you had that, you could do it.
Ali B, you could use 2 drones in a daisy chain with a laser and it would make a straight line locally. It's not that hard.
I was thinking of a laser, actually. I was actually thinking of it if it could get the drone to follow a laser, because we know that kind of goes straight anyway. So
yeah,
I was thinking that, but I thought maybe a homing signal, something that a drone could pick up.
I have a question.
But it could only fly in a straight line. That's the problem.
You know how you have the equipment in the plane that tells you where your horizon is, where your nose is, everything, right?
Yeah, attitude indicator. Yeah.
If you blinded a pilot from having that and any mechanical device that would help that situation, would a pilot fly differently? Would he constantly have to adjust?
Well, I think there's a lot of confusion about what the attitude indicator is used for. It is a quick way to look visually and get an idea of what attitude the airplane is in, and that's all it is. Yeah, we can fly with that, or we can fly without it.
So,
in fact, when we're teaching people, I used to be a flight instructor, and when we teach people to fly on instruments, one of the things we do is cover that damn thing up, because there are plenty of other instruments in there that you really are using.
Yeah.
You use the altimeter to maintain altitude, obviously. I mean, what the hell else would you use, right?
Yeah.
You use the directional gyro, which is mimicking what the magnetic compass says, to maintain the wings level. Because the airplane cannot turn if the wings are level. So if you're maintaining a heading, the wings are level. And the altimeter is self-explanatory. So that's how you fly when you can't see out. And it's actually exactly how you fly when the attitude indicator fails, which happens. I've had several of them fail.
But can you fly it in a repeatable way? Let's say 5 straight paths the same over water. Is that not in our lifetime?
That
5 times same path.
Actually, flying straight lines is the easy part.
Mind to God, I just got done laughing.
Let's just say a repeatable path 5 times, the same thing over and over over water. Can that be done, or how will these UPS or FedEx drones do that? Will they just will they figure it out on the fly when they're delivering these packages?
If you tell the thing it needs to maintain 100 feet, that's what it's going to do, is maintain 100 feet.
But do you understand, as long as it goes in a repeatable path, then the shape beneath it can be exposed, correct? As long as it's repeatable.
Oh, like you don't.
And it's understood where it is.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, we managed to fly repeatable paths across the English Channel and bomb the shit out of the Germans for years.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Hell yeah.
So
will daddy government and mommy YouTube
we
allow us
should
to do it
be
now?
able to fly in a straight line. God, guys.
It's Harry. I appreciate guys like you that have expertise and can speak on it
for real
intelligently.
You don't need expertise to know it's common sense. This is not technology.
Yeah, it's funny though, mine, that
It's not like 50 years from now.
God damn it! I just got done laughing. Fuck.
It's in the mainstream news. It's like Amazon's been doing this for a while. It's not new.
You're right.
Anytime you guys listen to conversations that Mind of God has, he'll put forth all of these theories and things that he thinks should be doing or should be happening, but he'll never ever lift a finger to find out on his own.
Mind of God.
Find out
This is what I'm going to do, buddy. I'm going to do a stream solely talking about drones and satelloons just for you, because
Satelloons.
hey, they're real. They are real.
That's the first time I've heard that.
And a lot of people hate hearing this, but
classic.
guess what? They do use them as satellites on occasions.
Now
they're on a smaller scale, but yet they do use balloons for satellites. They do.
I know. I'm all about satellites.
But I will do a stream so that I can help you out, the Mind of God, and you can understand that your UPS thing you keep talking about is very old, actually. But the problem is because it's old and it's been going on, not the whole we're delivering everything, just the fact that it's been done, they know it's not worth it.
Sean, what in God's name are you talking about, man? Get away from this atheist ball earth madness. It's stagnant water. Get the hell out of that, man.
God damn it. I wish you would please change your name to Don King of Flat Earth. Please.
Don King, dude. I'm the person who's just trying to keep the discussion up to snuff with the technology that's out there, man.
Oh, well,
it's not that far ahead of us, bro. We can make
You've actually inspired me. No, you were right, because I've been thinking about drones, thinking of an experiment with drones and all sorts.
In Mind of God.
Putting spirit levels.
You need to...
Sean, putting spirit levels, getting a boat. My friend's got a boat. And getting a drone and just sailing along in the boat with a spirit level on top of the drone, or
again, it's just going to represent.
That would be dope.
It's
yeah,
just
something like that would be dope.
Going to represent the curvature of the Earth with gravity and all that stuff. That
no.
Because then, see, here's again, you're going to have to. I'm just saying, man. There are things
like it's me, Sean. It's
me
you're talking.
I know, and I'm trying to stop. I know, I'm trying to stop, but he's tainted me for. I don't. My brain hurts right now.
You're beginning to sound like one of the loony ballers, man. That's what you're beginning to get sound like. I'm getting worried from
I can see, but when Mind of God,
when nice, pleasant chap,
but when Mind of God goes,
used to like you,
Ali, you can't tell me think it's not hilarious when he goes, it's 2019, we can't find a straight line. Ebola virus.
You knew what he meant. You knew what he meant.
I can't. When he does that, no, but stupid. He does that, man. Like, I'm not even laughing about the whole drone thing anymore. It's literally his that whatever. What someone said it was
common sense.
Bridging. That's what it was. Bridging. That is awesome. Like,
John G, man, we need you on our team, bro. The Earth is flat. We need you to stop this nonsense, bro.
I am on the. I promise you, I'm on the team of truth. And any test you guys are willing to do, I will promote out the ass on here. I'm serious as fuck. I'm serious. No, listen. I'm serious as fuck. If it's flat, it's flat. But again, I need evidence. Prove. Okay, look. Okay, this is the new challenge to everyone.
Let me make a point.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Sean. On you go.
No, I was gonna say, let's make it like this. Everyone on my panel, anyone in my chat, anybody listening, prove it to me. That's the new thing. Your job is to prove to me where the fuck we live, and I don't just mean flat Earth. Globers,
Sean, check this out.
No,
we're trying.
Hey man, I'm on your side too. Hang on. Globers.
We're trying to come up with an agreed upon test.
No.
The money,
yeah.
The money and all that's easy.
Okay.
The money and all
Globers,
that can be crowdfunded.
God,
that's easy.
Like, what is today? Today's like Sean's volume is that me.
My
like,
bad. I'll mute myself.
I'm pretty sure my shit works. Okay, so prove it to me. Globe, prove it to me. Don't tell me. Prove it to me. I'm a fucking caveman. I've said that 1,000 times. That's the new mission. Prove it to me. Guess what? Let's do 6 months. Right? 6 months? It's a good idea. You got 6 months to prove it fucking to me. I won't even tell you what makes sense. I won't give you my opinion until 6 months, but you got to prove that shit to me. Prove it. Now, Flat Earth, are you in?
I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can be bothered.
Yeah, you see what I mean? It's like that's the thing.
Wait a minute. Now let me speak because I wanted to say
Yes,
to
sir.
Mind of God there. Right, Mind of God.
What's
right?
up, Ali?
Here's a thing, right? Now, do you know, you must have met ex-alcoholics before, right? They're right pains in arses, aren't they? You know, like someone who's been an alcoholic, they become this over-righteous, kind of zealot kind of thing, right? The same
go to
as
the other extreme.
ex-smokers, right? Someone that's been smoking for years, they give up and then they go about telling everybody how bad smoking is. Well, that's a phenomenon when you change, when you go to the other side, you become more of a, I don't know, it's a psychological phenomenon. You become like almost a fundamentalist in your beliefs. You know, you don't, if you know what I mean, you might start open-minded when you're flat earth. You say, oh, I'm open-minded and stuff like that, blah, blah. But if you go back to the ball, I found out with Jose, Sean's beginning to go like that, you know, unfortunately. But, you know, I always love him like a brother, you know, but I'm fearing I'm losing him, but it's okay. But I'm saying,
no, we'll get him back. We'll get him back.
So just to understand, it's for us to be understanding and help.
Yeah, fair enough. I just don't like when people say inconsistent things because the technology.
That was a joke.
The technology, bro, is like the technology is here. We just have to come up with a common test, and then the money we'll crowdfund it. Like people are willing to put $1 or $2, $3. It's not a big deal. Like the money.
But it's like Sean, see, yep, and the thing is that, and what Sean does in Negatorix and H there and all these ballers, they're going to make us. They're going to make us. You know, develop an experiment. You know, in the end up, if we can come up with an experiment that's going to, you know, finally prove it, these are the people that are going to make sure that we actually are able to design, because it's all about designing the right experiment. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, so
it's good accountability. I agree.
You know, and Sean and that, you know, a lot of them do it tongue in cheek, and sometimes we take it wrong and we get upset. I'm thinking that is, I know Sean. There's nothing he could say to me to get upset. I know, you know, we can have an argy-bargy back and forward to it, but there's, you know what I mean? It's all about that.
At the end of the day, I got fucking nothing but respect for you. So it's words. Anyone from the server knows that one.
Trying not to get triggered, but do you know what it is? But some people go overboard. Some ball earthers go overboard, but there are good ones out there, like yourself, Sean.
Oh yeah. Me laughing, that I mean that shit was funny, right? And it had nothing to do with the test. The fact that you're talking test, no matter what the test is, it doesn't even matter if it's right or wrong. I couldn't even tell you, you know, if how right or wrong I would be, but it wasn't that. So just know it had nothing to do with like your vision of how you're going to show it. It mainly was that thing you do, that bridging thing. That is man, I'm telling you right now, I like you a lot, the mind of God. That shit is awesome.
No, we're good, bro. We're just it's all friendly, man. Sorry if I was being
it was great.
We're allowed to shout at each other as long as it doesn't start calling people retards.
Oh no. We've never been like that. No, fuck that.
You know,
hey, John, I can tell he has a kind of a thick skin. He's all right. I'm not worried about him. That guy Brummy, that guy's a pussy. Like man, I think he cried on my fucking stream. Just like I heard the tears. It was like, you guys don't even let me talk.
Sean, bro, I will cry either way. If it's flat, I'm gonna cry because I'm wondering, like, holy crap, it is flat.
Yeah,
and if it's a ball, I'll cry.
But see, that's
I'll
the thing.
cry and be like kind of embarrassed.
No, but here's the thing: like, you're gonna cry like a man. Like, you're gonna have tears. Yeah, you're gonna have to, you know, get your snot off your nose and all that shit. Yeah. But like, you're not gonna like run around in circles and like. You guys know that one YouTube video of that little boy that got grounded or something? And he went ape shit in his room and started like smashing the control in his ass and all that shit. That's what Brummy's like. That's bad. Don't do that. There's a lot at
stake, though, bro. There's a lot of ego. There's a lot of religion. There's a lot of, you know.
He has issues.
Indoctrination.
It's different.
There's a lot at stake, bro. It's crazy, dude.
That's different, though. He's a grown man, and he cried on this stream for no reason. He was mad because no one would let him talk.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, you were able to interject so many topics into flying straight with a drone that he could have figured a way to talk about something.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I think it's interesting, man. I think both sides are. I don't know. I think it's getting heated in a good way. I think it's a good.
No. I definitely think everyone should be in on this. Prove it. Prove where we live. And here's the thing: to the Globers are going, why? I know where the fuck we live. Why not? I mean, like, what does it hurt? I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know somebody who doesn't know how to do these tests or experiments, or you know somebody who, I mean, shit, you may have a kid. I have a fucking son, and I want to start doing these experiments and involving him in them just so he knows where the fuck we live. I mean, it's not like we have to have a reason. Exactly. Yeah, we don't have to have a reason to do these experiments. Fuck it. Why not just fucking do it? So 10, 15 years from now, we're not all with our thumbs up our asses trying to figure out where we live still. I mean, and the realization
what's
is...
it for you, if you don't mind me asking, Sean, like, personally, would you have a meltdown? Would you rejoice? Would you...
I know where the fuck we live, and then I could find... If we all knew where the fuck we live, right? Like, everyone was agreed on where we live. Ready?
Yeah.
I'd be able to... You guys would fucking actually listen to the important shit that I say.
Yeah, fair enough.
I could tell you right now, again, and I'll repeat this shit. I'll never talk about flat Earth again if it means I can talk about my geoengineering and all those other aspects of things I actually enjoy talking about. I would never in my life. I'd fuck this channel. I'll delete this channel. I don't care. Flat Earth means shit to me. What the globe flat? You guys aren't astronauts. What the fuck does it really fucking matter? Right? I mean, real shit. Let's keep it for real. I mean, if everyone stop talking about this shit, what's it gonna change? The deception. No, motherfucker. There's still other shit they're doing that fucking is mischievous. It has nothing to do with the shape. Fuck the shape. They're not changing the shape. They're changing our lives. That's fucking matters. This shape shit, this is fucking grown men fucking having a dick sizing competition, realistically. Realistically.
DNA.
Yeah.
They're changing our DNA, man, for God's sake.
That's all this is. Realistically, fuck it. We're all fucking stupid. Every fucking Glober that calls the flat earthers stupid, you're just as dumb because you're here every day having this discussion. Like real shit.
We're curious, man. The world's curious.
And that's the real. Hey, no, real shit. And you guys are just as fucking crazy for the same reason. Because here's the thing: if you really fucking knew, like I know you know, Harry, I know you know, but if you really fucking knew, guess what? It wouldn't fucking matter. What the fuck am I gonna?
Not a bit.
You would have ran into flat earth and been like, "What the fuck, what crazy fuckers?" and left, never to see it again. Realize that everyone in my chat, everyone who's listening to this later, everyone on my panel, we are all fucking crazy. That is all. Like real shit. Like that's what it's about. That's the mind of God. You said it. You keep saying shit amounts to something. That's what it really amounts to.
I don't know, man. I mean, it just, I understand that Earth is big and it's not that easy, but there's smart people on both sides, man. This is not like nanotechnology. We're not curing cancer or any kind of brain thing that's really complicated. I mean, we can do this, man. And I appreciate your platform. I didn't want to get emotional. But,
Dude,
I don't like when people say that only daddy government can do it. I don't co-sign that.
You do not change a thing. I mean, change, but you be you. I didn't mean change, but you be you. Don't fucking come on here playing a part, or don't, because you gotta be playing a part. Don't come on here not being you. All right? I don't like that shit. Be real. Put it this way,
we're all good, man. We got Ali B, we got Sean G, we got Mind of God.
I like Brummy. Right, I like Tommy. I like him, but I don't like that little girl. That little girl is a bitch. That bitch keeps taking her football home when we want to try to play football. I don't like her. She's an asshole. So
yeah, he wouldn't have lasted. I mean, like so if you went full on with me, or anybody went full on with me, I wouldn't get upset about it. I just find it, I was brought up working with shipyard workers, like working with guys, get called a fucking idiot, when I was like 16, 17, and you had to develop a thick skin.
Yeah.
And so when someone calls me a cunt and a thing, yeah, so what, man? It doesn't affect me.
Okay, but
it doesn't really, I can take it.
Here's the thing, Ali.
It's like, Sean, if you ripped into me I'd be quite happy to, you know what I mean? I can take a good laugh
yeah,
and a good joke.
Oh yeah, and I
and
expect
stuff.
the same.
Who gives a shit?
Here's the
man?
thing, though. Here's the thing, and this is both sides need to listen to this shit because this is what ultimately matters. There are people who have never in their life typed in that chat. There are people who have never in their life even thought of being on a panel who are listening. And for the Globers, realize I was a flat earther who I was 100% down to listen. I asked a lot of questions. All that shit talking, you turn people who want to learn something away. And it's not the people you're talking to. Imagine this, people. When you talk to somebody in a forum like this, for instance, if me and Ali B are having a conversation, yeah, we're talking to each other. But realize it, we're not talking to each other. We're talking to the person who who doesn't interject, who's too nervous to ask a question. So they're taking everything in. And when they hear all that, "Well, you're a fucking idiot," and they instantly turn it off. Instantly. They don't want to hear it at all.
That was the good old days, Sean.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like these people man, there's certain people like that do it and it's fine. I don't care. It's how if you want to roll like that, that's cool. But there is a too far, and I'm sorry, but I don't agree with Red's rhetoric. I don't agree with that whole camp's idea of how to make money. I get that, some of them are in different situations, so that's not to say and I've already said, any content creator, fuck yeah, you fucking deserve money. I don't care. Red's rhetoric, you deserve money. Fuck, he does a lot. Problem is, kind of interject your life into it to be paid for it. I ain't got an issue with it. Granted, situations differ. It's not the way I feel about each and every one of them. I have my issue with each and every one of them for different reasons. But altogether, they don't respect people. And I got an issue with that. I'm sorry. I mean, real shit. That's the biggest... That and real issues going on are only the things I care to fix in the flat earth globe debate. I can give a shit less if anybody hears a proof out of me. If I can just get you motherfuckers to stop talking to each other like you're on a computer, then things will get answered, period. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, we'll figure this out. This is not that hard. It can be done.
I swear, I'm just waiting for it. I'm like, we got it, man. It ain't that hard. We're gonna figure it out. We didn't figure out 9/11, but
this is easier. This is easier. We can actually go and test this for ourselves.
Exactly. And trust me, this argument is great. Don't think I'm like saying we're all crazy and we shouldn't be doing. This is necessary. I grew up in a family that we did this. I mean, we fucking just debate about anything. You name it, we can figure out a way to fucking have some kind of way of fighting about it. And sometimes we triggered each other, but that's what I'm used to in my life, and that's where it's at. So I mean, real shit. I mean, I'm not faulting anyone for the argument. Trust me. If Flat Earth and Globe Earth doesn't ever die, guess what, motherfuckers? Both sides wanted it that way.
I'll tell you something, Sean. If I was a ball earther. Oh, sorry, Alan. No, Alan, on you go, mate. You've not even talked yet. On you go, Alan. Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm tired. I'm ready to go. I laughed and took all the energy out of it.
Sean G, you checking out the Duke game or what? Do you follow NCAA?
I can't watch basketball, dude. It's too much. You watch one bracket, you're stuck in 1,000 brackets, man.
Agreed.
I got stuck one season and I went nope. He was like, "Come on, man, do a bracket with me." It took me 4.5 hours to do a bracket. I was like, "It's the last bracket I'm ever doing. I can't do it. It's too much."
All right, Sean. I suppose I'll say good night then. No.
Yes. I'm gonna go on early tomorrow, tomorrow. Again, I'm gonna try to go on early. If I haven't gone live, it's either I've been editing my ass off or I'm tired. Real shit. That's how it is. I mean, I can't do this. This isn't my career. This isn't my day job. So, if I can, I'm going to do it. I plan to do it every day if I can. But reality of it is I think if me and Jose just keep these platforms where fuck you moron does in the narrative, shit will at least the debates will fucking start working. Like real shit. Like think about it. Where better to go and have a debate? Me or Jose? Because realistically, we're the only motherfuckers that aren't like they're morons. They're fucking idiots. Like, guys need a moderator. Fucking A. Why don't you guys get the people that don't want either side to be talking shit to each other? But the realization is that we're fucking adults. Shouldn't even need a fucking moderator. That's how cut and dry it needs to be.
Exactly, innit? Yeah, well put.
Yeah, amen to that, Sean.
Yeah, and that's I'm trying to talk to Jose into it, but the thing is I'm thinking he has his is getting all of Nathan's traffic. All that's going to him, so it's kind of chaotic to have a structured debate. Whereas in here, it's nice and chill. Not a lot of people, not a lot of commotion. Why not debate here, where not everyone is expecting to get on here and talk?
It's different characters, different personalities.
But see, that's the thing.
Like
I have no.
Harry seems a very pleasant chap.
Yeah, see,
a baller. What a baller.
I personally think you have to police your panels. Like, I know my panels now. Like, it's been a while since I've been nervous on a panel with how people are going to react. Like, everyone on my panel right now, I know exactly what to expect. Not like you guys are robots, but I know if you trigger easily. I know how you trigger. You know what I'm saying? It matters. Trust me. If you go back and listen to like 1 through 10, all those Flat Earth Let's Talks, it got out of control, and all that time wasn't for nothing, because I promise you, I was sitting there meticulously going with a pen and paper, who can and cannot be on a panel with each other. And trust me, you won't see that happen. How do I know? Because I've actually asked people not to come on the panel personally, so that way I don't have to act like a dickhead and kick them off or mute them or tell them to shut up. But it is a science. It isn't easy. I swear I thought it was. Oh, jeez. Brummy, please tell me.
I'm fucking back. Monster is here.
I hope you... dude, I know you... Hey, check this. I know you got a fucking microphone and you got that little voice modulator thing, but stop. Stop.
Oh, you got a voice changer.
Okay,
Yeah,
so hey, pick the little girl. Hey, pick the little girl. Just pick the little girl.
Bro, who would have thought we as young people would think that we'd grow up debating the shape of the earth? Who would have thought that, right? That's amazing.
Real shit. I didn't have up until up until 2.5 years ago. Not a fucking clue. Not a thought in my mind.
Listen to the ring.
Hey, pick the whiny little girl. If you do that, I'll let you. Hey, if you do that, I'll let you keep talking.
You're talking over me, Sean. You're not stopping it from talking over me.
Brummy, do not unmute. Hey, hang on. I muted Brummy. Brummy, do not unmute yourself until you use the little girl one. When you use the little girl one, you can use that voice modulator.
What are you meeting me for?
That's it. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, if you're gonna use that, you have to use that one. And when you get triggered, you have to use that one.
Tommy,
because I got an alpha thing going on, Tommy, and that don't work for me.
Use that. See, when you start getting upset, Tommy, just switch it onto that.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Hey, Brummy, if you use that, I promise you, they'll let you back in that server in a heartbeat.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I've got loads of it. I've got loads of effects as well. Look, I've got a massive board, so I've got this one. What's this one? Check. Hold on.
No, Brummy. No, this ain't the Brummy show. Brummy, it's not the show. Brummy, wait. Brummy, am I fucking deaf? Like, what the fuck is wrong? I'll end this shit right now, bitch.
Don't end it, Sean. I am God.
Hey, fuck you. Time out. You are not allowed to be God. First of all, because just so everyone knows, mind of God, don't be all offended and shit. But yeah, I got a God account for Discord only for the purpose of going into the server and being God. You will not steal that from me, faggot. That ain't happening. Don't make me get all ghetto in here.
Sean G, I'll tell you this: if we die and there's a spirit in us, that spirit is God. There's a function.
Well, you know
God,
what,
so.
Madan, he was here earlier. He once told me, "I am God." He said we all have God in us, so we are all gods. At one point in time, for like I think about a week, he had to call me God. It was great. It was like awesome. It was like the best week of my life. I felt.
That's what I thought the G was. That's what I thought the G was.
Hey, Brummy, I'll kick you off my fucking panel if you do that shit again. This is not Jose's. I'm not fair, bitch. I'm not fair at all. Just realize that. I'm a Glober kicking you off.
How happy are you that you got 10% more subs than Jose? Like, tell me that feels a little.
It means absolutely fucking nothing.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely nothing. I can give a shit less
I'm just
about
trying
that.
to start beef between you guys. No, I'm just messing.
If anything, here's the thing. He is bigger than me. He is a bigger channel than I am. But I've been at this for 2.5 years. He's been at this for what? A couple months? He's a bigger channel.
You know
okay.
what, Sean?
Different, but I'm not here. Hey,
he doesn't literally talk the whole time.
Yes, and the whole time it's my shit.
I know it's your shit, but to have a good platform, it's about integrating and
You're the only one that says this, bro.
About stuff. You don't live by the sword, you die by the sword.
You're the only one. Only one. You're the only one saying this right now.
Like, can I say something,
Sean?
Sean, I have to say, right, and I have to stand up for Sean here, right. The thing with Sean is, right, you say that he talks too much, and I talk too much as well, but if he interrupts, and this is what I like about you, Sean, if you do interrupt someone, right, and the person that's talking just insists, I've done it loads of times, I've said, no, wait a minute, Sean, wait a minute, you do stop, you know what I mean, and you realise that, and that's why I think it's a lot better being here, you don't, it's like, like I would do the same. I would try and get my word in.
My compliment would be Sean does pay attention to, no matter how big or how small your argument is, he will pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Whereas, that's I think the good thing. But I do think that he always says, here's the thing, and it's like
I got a lot to say.
You're actually trying to understand something, and not everybody's internally understanding things the way you are.
No. Understand something. Understand something. I swear to God, understand this. The reason I started live streaming was that reason. Like, I'd be on panels and I couldn't talk. I didn't have there were times where I just couldn't get my opinion out because there were so many people on the panel. So I started live streaming. Brummy.
So now
maybe you should live stream.
The same thing that you didn't like, but going on to other people's channels for, you're doing that to everybody else.
No,
I'm the only one complaining though.
Bitch, I'm not on here going, hey guys, everyone has equal rights here. You all get to talk and say what everyone equal time. No, bitch, I'm selfish. This is my shit. I'm here to learn.
Successful.
And here's the thing, Brummy.
Why it's not successful.
Brummy, the reason I listen to every argument, small or big, is because someone listening who has never heard it needs to hear it. Someone who's interested in that topic wants to hear about it. The Brummy version of I'm right, you're wrong, hey. No one cares for that.
Sean, here's the thing. Well, what I think in that, it's just the same shit over and over. This is why you tell, and it's successful because.
What do you think you sound like?
I mean, at the end of the day, right, I'm not here trying to fucking please everybody. I'm
yourself. You're trying to please yourself. That's why you came back on here. You came back on here. You came back on here because you gotta have the last word.
Your interpretation of me is not me.
Wait. You're right.
I'm just like Debbie. I'm just like this. I'm just like, you just never
what
stop, do you?
You put off to everyone is what you perceive.
Sean, who's asking you to represent me?
Holy shit, I'm not.
Your interpretation of me.
What makes you wait? You think I make people think what they think about you?
I don't give a fuck what they think.
No, that's what you just said. You just said that I make other people think like you. Is that what you said?
What I'm saying is you keep going. Oh, you're just like Debbie. You just like this person. You just like.
I haven't brought Debbie up at all today.
How many people am I
Did I bring up Debbie today?
You do. You do all the time.
Are you on your fucking period right now? Do you realize? Hang on. You are on my live stream crying like a little bitch right now.
No, Sean. You don't fucking moderate your room properly.
Really? That's funny because you are the only motherfucker with a problem.
Hey, listen. Here's the best thing to do, right? The best thing to do is don't go down this road.
Oh, no. Ali B. It's okay.
But please, Sean. But I think this is stupid. Because the thing is, there's no need for you and Tommy to fall out because of the fact is, you've probably got a lot in common. That's
the problem. We're alike a lot.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you what to do, but I think this will just end up really stupid when two people are going to fall out when they don't. They have no need to.
But see,
Somebody
this
else
is
said
the
that we're
thing.
very similar. Also, you're not the only
really,
person to say that we're very similar.
really
That's not-
like the
that's
fact
true.
that he obviously should know he's being recorded right now, because this is going to be, people are going to see you act like that.
Sean, my behavior is about my response to people.
Yeah.
You're just going to sit there and point out
And
my bad behavior,
my
but you're not going to point out other people's
What
disruption.
what response do you expect when that's how you
look
act?
At me, Sean. Look around you. Look at what everyone did when everyone started talking, and I tried to get involved. You completely go, brummy, 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 crying at me, and then when other people jumping at me, you don't say fuck all to them.
I don't
And then
like
go,
you.
Oh, look, you're crying. Look, you're
I
crying.
like them,
You really
or
do
I
that,
don't.
Sean.
What do you want me to
Think about
say,
it.
dude?
Think about it.
First of all, check this the fuck out. The times that I did that today are because, first of all, let's get one thing straight. I was the one who interjected that conversation to the person. Second, if it is something that I do for a living, why the fuck wouldn't I talk? What makes you think your let's get this straight, I'm right, you're wrong explanation is what I want to be
It's
here?
representing me. Your opinion of me isn't me.
Motherfucker, you told me that's how you talk. That's what your goal is. You don't care.
I dictate
Remember?
to people, Sean.
Did you
I
tell?
dictate to people.
Yes, you do.
And I'm just
do.
like Debbie, but I dictate to
No,
people.
your argument is like Debbie.
No,
Debbie
Sean,
yes, it
you
is.
constantly trying
Look
to
what you're
trash
doing right
my
now.
name. Every
Look what you're
opportunity
doing
you
right now.
get.
You cry like a
Brum is this,
bitch.
Brum is that.
Dude,
Brum is the worst person in
look
the
at
world.
you. Look at you right now. You're crying like a bitch right now.
Yeah. It's nothing to do with you, Sean, because you're perfect, Sean.
It's not, because
You're very
hey,
rational.
you must
very
not.
consistent,
You must
very
not.
honest.
Hey,
You're very
check this
versatile,
out.
Sean. I want to be just like
Check this
you.
out, Brummy. I want to make this clear to you, stupid ass. Basically, you didn't read in between the fucking lines. Because again, I'll say this one more time. This is my live stream, motherfucker. And if you think you're gonna come on my shit and think you're gonna win some kind of fucking she said, I'm a little girl bitch crying about some shit argument, that ain't gonna happen, buddy. Check this the fuck out. I am selfish as shit, and I'll say this till the day is over. And I said it before. I am here to learn. You motherfuckers are my fucking toys, here to teach me everything I ask. Guess the fuck what? If you don't like it, get the fuck off my panel. If you don't like it, get the fuck out of my chat. Unsub me. Bye. This is not a fucking place where you get equal rights, Brummy. I never claimed that shit. That's fucking Jose's shit over there. You all get an even voice over there. Here? No, you don't. Because I know you, Brummy. I know you ain't got shit to fucking say. I know all you want to do is get to say one flat earther a day is an idiot and you'll be happy. Not on my shit, bitch. Not on my shit.
No, because we're like with the foundation that other people have given us. It's not a who's stupid anymore. Both sides have valid points. We know that, right? It's what it is.
I will say there is
there
is reason for discussion.
Agreed. That's perfect.
But it again.
Yeah, and we are right and you're wrong. So, and you have just got to live with that, okay, Sean?
That's what I was.
Well, you know what? Hey. I guess it's flat because apparently the Brummy, like everyone else, is good to go. So I guess, Ali B, you convinced me it's flat now because you know.
I'm a baller now, so.
Oh,
so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, see,
it's a ball, mate.
I'm
it's
all
a ball,
fucking
you
confused
retard.
now. Fucking morons. God damn. This is all getting. This is what are we gonna do now? Fuck.
Oh, I don't know. Let's go for a beer.
You know what? Sometimes, you know, I like to rant. I like it. It's fun. But the thing is, Brummy, everyone here knows that. Like everyone who knows me knows I fucking rant. If you don't want to hear a rant, don't be near me because at some point I'm gonna fucking rant about something. Why? It's what I do. How I roll.
No, dude, your channel and Jose's are all like serve a very, very important purpose, man. So it's all
like,
good.
Again, it's like if someone doesn't get to talk, I get how conversations get. I'm not going to fucking put it this way, Brummy. It's you, okay? The reason I did it to you today because it's you. I purposely did it. I don't give a fuck because you. I've said this 1,000 times to you. You aren't someone who is there to give information. Here is an information place. I want information. I made that very clear. And I meant that to everyone. Everyone on my panel. You guys are all my pawns. Fuck you guys. You're here to teach me. Just so no one gets confused. Mind to God, I'm going to learn bridging. If it's the last thing I do, thanks to you. You're awesome.
No, man. Don't do that. You're going to start making up a term that, because they already got me with orthogonal. I don't want to be a orthogonal. Yeah, I don't want that. But by the way, I heard someone else use that on the baller side, orthogonal, and it kind of warmed my heart. You know, I was like, "This beautiful, man. It's spreading."
Yeah, it's
God
it's a special thing. But I'm gonna get out of here, guys.
God bless a little cotton socks.
I honestly couldn't think of anything constructive to even say at this point. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'll be on again because I like doing this. Again, you guys, if you don't like me, please unsub me. I can't suggest it. It's very important you unsub me because I will trigger you because apparently I have issues and I rant. I didn't know, but how I roll.
Bro, we'll raise a glass digitally, man. Once this thing's proven flat, we'll just live stream. We'll raise one, and just laugh about it. It's all good.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah. I'm just waiting for you. I was just waiting for the bridge.
I said that with a straight face.
I know.
We're serious about this, man. It's what it is.
All right, guys. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Thank you, guys. Platform is yours if you guys ever want it.
Guys.
Harry, I know you're a serious type. Sometimes it just has to go down like that. Sometimes I gotta get. Well, hey, wait. If you guys want to know, that was me triggered. I was triggered. Rummy triggers me. But see, my triggers aren't always out of control. I have controlled triggers.
So, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but it does happen, and I apologize. You guys had to deal with that. I'm pretty sure you guys probably have families and or maybe even have daughters. So I double apologize to any of you who do have daughters who had to hear that again. From an extra, like your other child, you shouldn't have to. It's fucking ridiculous. I will figure out a way to talk to him in the back chat, maybe, and get him to figure something. I don't know. You know what? From me, do you? Fuck you, man. Guys, you guys, welcome on my panel anytime. Harry, I know you got a bunch of information. So if you ever want to just talk and you don't want anyone on the panel, let me know.
I'll do that, buddy.
Yep.
I will do that.
And I appreciate the information you did put forth. It's all I need. I need everything I can get. Because just because I think it's a globe, don't mean I got shit figured out. I want to.
Oh, there's so much stuff to think about. So many things to learn. I'm an old retired guy, I learned all this stuff back when indoctrination was a good thing.
Then I bet you got a lot of good stories. Yeah, I will have to pick your ear sometime.
Yeah, we'll do that sometime, Sean.
All right,
thanks for having me, buddy.
Anytime.
All right, man.
All right, sir. I think you always are. There you go. Perfect. Hey, you can sit on the panel anytime, man. Eventually, I'm gonna start giving you fucking controls of the chat, and you gotta fucking police this place.
Sean?
Yeah.
Do you still want to hear some explanation for that laser apparently curling up?
I do, but I do not. You know how I keep this chat open? If you're willing to wait about a half hour and let me go eat, I'll come back and then you can. But I gotta not be in the public's face at the moment.
Okay.
I'm tired.
I will be here.
Yeah. Well, you've been, you know how it works. It's not that I don't want to hear it. It's just when this is all going, I'm having to think about everything that's going on, and then what I want to talk about, and my brain, it melts down so much faster than it should, and it's pretty much mush now. Tommy took it all out of me. Like when a parent says it hurts me more than it hurts you to spank. Like that's the part. It's like the emotional stress of having to have gone through that. Like I can't just ground him. Like the little fucker doesn't listen. Like what am I supposed to? I can't take his phone away. I mean, I can't take his car away. Like, what do I do? Like, children, right? I mean, I think he's going to be 6, maybe 7 tomorrow. We'll see. I'll talk to him. But yeah, I'll be back. Let me just end this real quick, and then I'll go eat something. I'll be back to hear that explanation. And then,
okay, then tell me.
Yeah. No worries. All right, guys, I'm tired. I was tired about an hour ago. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. Sometimes my kids, they come running in the room and play with their little voice modulators. I wet my diaper, and no one's talking to me, and like stuff like that. And I'm sorry, that my children had to come in and were like, you don't pay attention anymore, and those kind of things. Yeah. Brummy, let me give you a real good idea of what's happening right now. As far as I'm concerned, you have to earn respect. And you're probably the first person here I've ever had to say that to. The way you carry yourself, I do not carry. I don't put myself around people like that. Like, that's like, what happened? Like, I had a buddy in high school and in the college year, and if we went to a bar, sure enough, I knew he was going to bump somebody and get in a fight. So every time I go to a bar now, you know what happens? I get defensive. I get ready. I'm ready for a fight, because even if it's not him there, I just get like, I'm like that now. That's what you've done. Like, everyone's expecting you to butt in and say some stupid, egotistical shit, and then laugh your ass off for the rest of the time. So when you're here, I'm ready. I'm ready for you to act a fool. So let's stop the kiddie shit, because obviously you're the one who looks stupid in the situation. Just don't come on. I mean, real shit. I mean, trust me. I don't. Your conversation isn't important. It hasn't been since day one. Why? Because you feel disrespect first, then respect is how it goes. Then, okay, well, that's what you're gonna get then. The last 5 minutes of you being here was the worst I've ever. Like, dude, I got a kid who's never in his life acted like you just. You're embarrassing yourself. People call you names and blah, blah, blah. No, this is being real, Brummy. You are embarrassing yourself. Fix your fucking self before you put your face in the public eye again.
But my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises. You ain't stopping this, cross my shit, you'll be knocked unconscious, bitch. That's the consequence, I got this, I will not quit. Man, I'm on it, honest, I'm gonna launch quick, then I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the climb and moving under my prime. Just quit my 9 to 5. I'm rocking and they watching, cause it's shocking. Dropping all these top 10 songs, so stopping. It's time to live my life, it's time to live, not die.